Rajj Royale podcast.
Yo.
Say hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rajj Royale podcast. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Appreciate you taking your time out of your very busy days. I know, Wes, you have a lot going on over there. Thank you so much for making time. Bella Fernandez, welcome back. Cutie Cinderella and Rem, welcome back. Welcome to the Rajj Royale podcast. Everybody say hello. All right, welcome to the Rajj Royale podcast, folks. Thank you so much again. We're going to go over the rules one time, and then we're going to jump right into introductions, and then we'll jump into topics. So, is there any, well, I guess I'll ask for questions here in a second. But, as usual, rules of the Rajj Royale podcast are as follows. Above you all is a timer, and it is already ticking. At the end of each round, or whenever I say, there will be a poll that will go into the Twitch chat. The chat will vote. They will vote for who they want to keep on the Rajj Royale podcast. Keep, not kick. Keep, not kick. Chat, you will vote for who you want to keep, not kick. The person with the most amount of votes will choose between the two lowest amount of voted people. One of those people will be eliminated. The last person standing wins the Rajj Royale podcast and not one, but 2 items from the MVMT movement catalog on the website, ! MVMT, 15% off with code Rajj. That's the stakes today. It's been raised. Not just 1 item, but 2. Sleek, affordable, awesome, okay? That's what's going to win. Let's start with introductions. Let's go straight to the top left-hand corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he has not been on the show in a little bit, other than a dating show where evidently he perpetuates the meta where he is rejecting girls. I saw that you figured that out, that that's the only thing you're in as of late. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hassan Piker!
What's up, everybody?
What's going on? Is that true, Hassan? Is that what's been going on? The perpetual like meta of you rejecting girls. Is that what you?
I don't know. It's just a bunch of Twitch compilations that we watched on stream showed me in a negative light when it's not the case.
Okay, yeah.
It's just circumstantial.
Yeah.
I don't know how this pattern. I don't know how this pattern begun. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it's your fault. You're literally responsible for
Oh, come on! It's not
literally
my fault.
every single one of those girls crying or whatever is because of you and your fucking dating show.
I did not make them cry.
You had girls crying, Raj?
I did not make anybody cry. Hassan made them cry. Okay, I didn't make anybody cry.
You put us in this situation.
Okay,
you pit people against one another. You're at fault, and then you act like you don't know what the fuck's going on.
You're the only person that I've ever had as a Rajjular where girls cried. It was you're the only person. The only person where girls cried. And no other
you were like,
Rajjular.
oh, that's so good. With your content skull, you thought, oh, this is such a good opportunity. Let's do it again. and again and again.
Welcome, Mr. Hassan Piker. Thank you so much. I'm excited to have you and hear your wonderful perspectives on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, to his right, Candyland. Welcome aboard the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, hello everybody. I am Candyland, and I am here to promote world peace. I think it's achievable. I hope you think so too. And yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Yes, thank you so much. Candyland,
Yes.
promoting world peace. Do you think it starts here on the Rajj Royale podcast? What do you mean by
Yes,
world peace? Could you
yes.
elaborate on that?
Well, okay, I actually think that we can have world peace. I think that everybody, like all weapons in the world should be removed, and that we all should just hug each other and be happy. You know, for example, yeah.
For example, what?
No, for example, just remove all guns and then like stop wasting money on guns and stuff. You know, we have to start in some end, and I think removing weapons is the best end to start in.
Yeah, I agree with Candyland.
Wow, actually, wow, that's a good one, Candyland. Thank you so much. Very progressive platform you're advocating from, except your 1950s view of women. But other than that, all right. Just kidding. Candyland, Trihex to the right of Candyland. Welcome aboard the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, I'm back, everyone. What's going on? I just want to introduce myself as saying that I am completely aligned with Candyland's goal. I think that's actually achievable to get world peace and remove all guns by just investing an absolute fuckload of money in all like interplanetary exploration. because the minute we find out there's like life on Mars or like Planet X or there's like possibility of humans elsewhere, the minute that happens, that will be the only thing, the existential threat of other life elsewhere to come fuck us up will be the only thing that unites all nations come together and want to fuck them up instead. So it will be world peace through the threat of something else.
This is the biggest 5-head cast we've had up. I mean, we haven't gotten to Primrose yet, but we're clearly doing a really good job so far. Okay, to the right of Trihex, Bella Fernandez. Welcome aboard, Bella Fernandez. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Congratulations on, I don't know what I'm congratulating you on. Welcome back.
Thank you. I don't really have an intro, but hi, I'm Bella. I was on like 2 Rajj Royale shows ago, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah, you were on.
Hi, Bella.
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hassan.
Nice to meet
Heel.
you.
All right. To the below Hassan, Cutie Cinderella. Welcome aboard, Cutie Cinderella. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, I'm mostly here today to be jealous of Bella and to cry because of Ren.
How are you still hung
Fingers
up on that? It's
crossed,
actually
you know?
crazy how much it got to you.
You know,
It's
it
insane.
hurt my feelings, you know.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna try my
I didn't
best,
mean to hurt your
Cutie, don't
feelings,
worry.
but
I thought
It's
about it a lot.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane how that got
I just think
to you.
you're really mean, Bella. I just don't know why you have to pick
I
on
just
me
I
every
just think
time.
you're carrying this on. If you're so
You know,
offended,
it just
of
really,
it's not
hurt my
problem.
feelings. I just think we should talk about it.
I'm
some more,
sorry,
so-
but I asked if you wanted to talk. You said no, so that was your chance.
No, it just really hurt my feelings.
I'm
You
here
missed
to
the
unconditionally
chance,
defend
Bella.
Bella under any
Whoa.
circumstance whatsoever.
Thank
y'all-
you.
Cutie Cinderella, you better fucking watch your mouth, okay?
Okay, don't make
You
me
know
cry
what?
this song,
You can't call
please.
me mean because literally
It
I've
comes
watched
out
like
here.
loads of Royale shows, and every single motherfucking girl that comes on here, you're a nasty bitch to them. So it's just
Oh!
like I just don't think I'm the only one in this situation. You can't call me
Bella,
mean if you're
I would
literally
like to be
horrible.
excused
You
from
are
this narrative.
horrible to every single girl that comes
Whoa.
on this show. So don't-
Candy, am I
Ooh.
horrible to you?
yeah,
No,
except for
I
your
love
friends,
Cutie.
obviously.
I love
Except for
Cutie.
your friends.
Oh, you're calling me a fan?
No, I feel like they talked before the show and they've
It's
contrived this
crazy.
drama. They've contrived
Exactly.
this drama to get them through to the final.
It's crazy.
I feel it.
Having a chat about
Bella,
toxic femininity
Bella,
earlier.
Okay.
I think we found someone.
Hassan, come on, we gotta
understand
play up a
podcast.
rivalry here.
Who said
I just
Bella?
want to kiss and make up, Bella.
All right.
I asked you if you wanted to speak. You were pretty mean to me as well. So I feel like in terms of
Whoa.
meanness, we were as mean to each other.
I'm just a little jealous, okay?
Okay,
Yeah, I
girls.
know you
Now,
are.
it's a little too early. We haven't even gotten through the introductions yet, so we'll.
Oh my god, world peace, goddammit.
Yeah, we'll get through
I
those
agree.
in a second.
Well, some people
All right.
just can't cope with that though.
To the right of Cutie Cinderella, Primrose. Welcome aboard, Primrose. Thank you for being here. Introduce yourself.
Hi Raj, thank you so much for having me back. My name is Primrose. Basically I'm just a college student and a variety gamer. And listen, I am pissed, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of these women that are blessed with these like huge tits just coming on to like Twitch and just stealing all of my viewers, okay? And they're just taking this money out of my pocket. So I'm here because I think that showing skin above the waist should be an indefinite ban.
Okay.
Basically Twitch was in the right here.
Okay,
so
thank you,
I
Primrose.
don't think I need surgery.
Okay,
Primrose,
thank-
that topic isn't even up yet. You fucking, what did you memorize their talking points and just blurt them out?
Damn. Well, she was pretty quick on the response there, Hassan. Did she script? Did you guys script and conspire that little exchange right there?
No.
It's all done
It's all in the
beforehand.
script. It's all in the
Okay,
script.
got
Raj.
it. Thank you, Primrose. Welcome aboard with your interesting takes on. Are you okay with everything below the waist, though?
Oh yeah, come on. My thighs are my only content.
Okay, thank you. All right. To the right of Primrose,
can match.
lecture fan. Welcome aboard the Rajj Royale podcast. Introduce yourself.
Thank you, Raj. I'm Lecture Fan. I'm going for my first ever Rajj Royale win today. Have to disagree with Candyland. I think the right to own guns is one of those certain inalienable rights we're all born with.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Imagine taking
Thank you.
Candyland seriously.
Thank you very much, lecture fan. I
I didn't
appreciate
see
it.
that coming.
Are you? Do you think that everybody, even un-American, is born with, or just Americans?
Absolutely. Everybody's born with that right. It just depends on whether your right is being violated or not.
So you think the right to every human being on planet Earth should have
Yeah,
the right to own a gun?
I think we should be shoving RPGs in little fucking baby hands as soon as they get out of the womb, dude. That's
The right to own a gun
Are
comes
you
from
just
the right to
describing
protect
ISIS?
yourself and the right to protect your family, and that's fundamental. That can't be taken from you. It can only be violated.
So even mentally unstable people should have guns?
They don't. their rights can be violated.
Whoa.
because of society.
Oh my Candy coming out here with this.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
What the fuck, Candyland? What the hell? Where the hell did that come from?
Nowhere. Holy
3 million
Oh,
hands.
this is spicy today. What the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ, Candyland! I've never seen that come from you. Holy shit!
Wow. Reasonable restrictions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, all right, Lecture Fan, thank you so much. Wes, by the way, to the right of Lecture Fan. Wes, by the way, introduction, please.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. What do you want from me?
Great. Thank you, Wes. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate taking the time. To the bottom left-hand corner, Rem the Bath Boy. Welcome aboard, Rem. Thank you so much.
Raj, I'm confused because I printed out the script for this, and I thought the Bella cutie cat fight didn't come until like 3/4 of the way through.
That's the second one. You're reading the second one.
I
The
didn't
first
bring it
one-
up. It wasn't me.
The
It was
first,
me.
the first one came a lot more prematurely. That's the answer to that.
Hi, I'm Rem the Bath Boy. I do philosophy, educational stuff on Twitch, and I also do a weekly podcast with my dad. So,
that's awesome.
That's very wholesome.
Aw.
Yeah, and have you taken a different journey since the last time you've been on the Rajj Royale podcast? I think you.
I am so glad that you brought this up,
Oh,
Raj.
God. Okay.
You know, this is a great opportunity.
Mhm.
I've tried to apologize, but I do want to apologize for Cutie for, you know, things devolving the way that they did last time. I didn't handle myself right in that situation. As upset as I may have been, and upset as, you know, it shouldn't have transpired the way that it did. And going forward, I'm trying to change my attitude towards discussion. So hopefully we can have more fruitful and, you know, charitable discussions in the future.
Rem the reformed boy.
Cutie,
Yeah.
Cutie, do you have anything to say to that?
I'll just try not to cry. I'll just
Okay.
upset. Sometimes
Cutie
you gotta
Cinderella.
cry.
Thank you, Rem. Welcome
You've only
aboard.
got like 10 eyelashes
Thank
left.
you.
You don't wanna do
Can I ask a question real quick here?
Sure, Trihex. Yeah.
Cutie, is this your first time here since you know I was here?
Since I
'Cause I haven't
cried.
been. Yeah.
That was a dramatic Rajj
Yeah.
Royale. Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been on some of the other Raj shows, but yes, this is my first time back. I did initially tell Raj not go on a show if Rem was on it.
Oh no.
But he did ask and see if I was okay to come on today. I'm fine. The thing is like, if we're all like, and it doesn't matter. You can't correct anything Livestream Fail says or chat says or anything like that. I didn't cry because I was sad. I cried because I was frustrated and I couldn't articulate words, and that's just frustrating to me. And I understand how that makes me seem like a hypocrite and all those fun things that I read about myself.
Why couldn't you articulate words?
Because
you're stupid?
Because
Okay.
because
Wow, Wes.
yeah, no, because
Wes,
that was the
that was very
situation.
ableist of you.
Is I felt stupid already, and then I couldn't defend myself, and then it's just like I was just frustrated, and so it was like frustration tears, which is actually like something that I do often, and that's frustrating, and so then I just hopped off of stream because I knew it would continue essentially. So whatever.
Right,
I
I mean,
didn't want
I
to play the
essentially-
victim, but no matter what, it's like a victim. So
I essentially I put you into a corner and I didn't behave in good faith, and I should have at a certain point stopped, you know, what I was doing, and because I obviously, you know, I felt dehumanized at a certain point. I think we were both at a point where we were, you know, going at each other, and the right thing to do would have just been to have stopped and move on to a different discussion. But I, you know, didn't
I
let
think
that
I
happen.
think we should talk about it for the 30th time.
This
I think that's
is a
important.
little bit too mature for the Rajj Royale. We're moving on. No, I'm just kidding. All right, to the right of Rem, Eva Unalove. Welcome aboard. Good to have thee.
Rem, you stole the horse from
Would
this.
you say it's good to have he?
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm just
Raj?
kidding.
It's
I'm
good to
just
have them.
memeing. Look, let they
It's
finish.
his thing.
There we go. It's a
It's
meme.
his thing. It's
Yes.
peak trying. I'm
Yes.
so proud of him, okay?
Aw.
Yes. Go ahead and introduce
It's
yourself.
the cutest shit. Oh, I'm Eva Unalove. If you didn't catch it, I go by they, them pronouns. I'm here for cozy feminism, and I am here to defend boobs.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. All right. To the right of Eva Unalove, Scarlet64. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Scarlett, the DJ. I've been unsuccessfully going after Moo's job for like 6 months, though now it's not going well, but maybe one day. I'm also here to defend boobs.
Oh.
And
wow.
yeah, so I feel like me and Prim have some duking it out to do.
I
Because I think
don't-
those thighs are
Listen, I need my tier 3 subs back, all right? I'd like to have them back.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your cast. That's your Rajj Royale podcast cast for November 16, 2019. Everybody say hello to him. Say hello.
You should just start with the boobs thing, because I'm usually the first to get kicked.
Well, I mean, I thought about starting with the boobs thing. We could also talk about the Trump impeachment, but
Olivia.
we're not talking about. I don't think we have. You guys want to talk about boobs? All right, we can talk about boobs. Hold on, let me get the topic list up here, and we can talk about boobs. Do you guys? I
need a little context.
Yeah, we're gonna get some context. Trust me.
I've watched the clip in question, but I don't know her channel. I don't know what she usually streams, and I don't know what the consequence was.
Okay, we figured out the context. We figured out the context here. I linked the hold on. I linked the what do you call it? The topic list to you, Trihex.
Tell me now. The context
she was
is
dancing to a song.
Okay. Let's all right, let's read it off here. I got the topic right here. Okay, so there was a streamer, I think by the name of Cash, I can't pronounce it. KACHNSKA. Cash, I don't know. Cash, whatever. Okay, I'm not going to try that, okay? So there was a viral tweet that went across Twitter. I think it had like 6,000-7,000 likes of her dancing on Twitch in her chair, clearly not wearing a bra, right? And you could clearly kind of see some what you think you would see if somebody wasn't wearing a bra. And she was dancing around. Seemed like she was having a good time on her stream. Okay, she was actually invited onto this show, but was banned. She was banned yesterday on Twitch.
Was she banned for that?
They I don't know if I don't know if that's why they banned her, but I mean, one could assume that. I think that's maybe a reason why.
Okay. So run back real quick here. So she got banned yesterday, but the clip happened like days ago, right?
Yes, days ago. Yes, it happened days ago.
So this clip went viral because of the lack of bra and people freaked out.
Yes, there was a tweet. There was a tweet.
Have you seen the clip? It's good. I recommend it.
Oh, okay. All right. Now let's not. Come on.
It's sexual content. It's sexual content.
So let's. So hold on. So she was. Hold on. So she was dancing, right? She was dancing. You could clearly see. Some things,
Movement?
right?
You can see some physics.
You can see nipple, right? I guess that's the to put it bluntly.
Major boobage.
So yes, you can see the thing. There was the person who tweeted was kind of outraged at the fact that she was allowed to do this on Twitch.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Hold on. What? He phrased it with a question. Okay. He phrased it with a question. Maybe not outraged, but he was.
Wait. Hold on. No. For people who are immediately fighting back, saying, "Oh, he wasn't outraged." What was the tweet? Can we just at least get a readout of the tweet?
Hold on 1 second. Do we have the tweet?
I think that women should be able to do whatever they want, but I want to ask y'all, what do you think? Is this okay on Twitch, or should women be mandated?
Should women have to wear bras? Do we need to police boobs and bras?
Okay. Let's hold on. One at a time. Hold on. Hey, hold on. So let's start one at a time. Okay, I don't want everybody talking over each other. Okay, so let's start with the question. Wait,
what was it? What did he say? I legitimately don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
This is what he said on the tweet. Hold on, let me read the tweet. He says, "I believe all women can do whatever they want, but I wanted to upload this clip and ask Twitter, should girls wear bras while streaming, or is this okay for Twitch?" And then he uploaded the clip of her dancing around. She wasn't wearing a bra, right?
Without crediting her, without linking her, enabling a whole subtweet thread army going after her. It was completely disingenuous.
Yeah,
right. So
even like Summit 1G or whatever, it was like the first, like the highest top rated response I saw to it. It was like, this is ridiculous or some shit like that. I don't remember. By the way, that dude was relatively tame.
Why are you attacking him for not putting her name in there? Because that would just get more people.
He was literally just using her to get clout.
No, I know, but someone said something like, didn't mention her name. Like,
I'm
who
saying
cares?
that's
If he mentioned her name, she would get way more fucking hate for it.
Not really.
One at a time.
No, hold on.
One at a time.
They have to go out of their way, find out who the girl is because they have no idea who it is, then to shit talk her. But if they
wait. One at a time, Wes. Let Wes finish.
But isn't the underlying assumption there that like this person is inviting hatred towards that person? They're just making it more difficult for them then?
How are they inviting hatred or anything? They're dissuading hatred because they're not plugging her.
They
don't want people to shit all over her, which is why he prefaced the tweet with saying, "I think women can do everything they want," and he specifically made a conscious decision not to include her name.
Okay.
He didn't want to promote.
I'm inclined to agree with you. right up to the moment where you said, I was literally in agreement with you when I said like I think that tweet is like relatively tame. Right up until the moment where you said it would be much worse for her, implying that you understand that it's going to be bad for her regardless. People are going to seek her out, and it was. She got banned.
Of course, that's natural.
And on top of
Incels
that,
all over.
and also on top of that, that if he had included her Twitter or her Twitch, it would have been even worse for her. So you're understanding that like when you post a clip like that, regardless of the tone, you're inviting a lot of hatred towards this other person.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to establish. So it's not as innocuous or as innocent as we.
No, by posting it, I mean he has to be a complete fucking idiot.
What was literally said and the framing implied by the structure of the sentences combined together and the lack of tagging. I just feel like he didn't tag because he knew that it would go in a negative direction.
Well, and it's a false choice. I mean, the question is, should women have to wear bras or should they be not allowed to do this? And it's like, that's the false choice. Like, you don't have to wear a bra, but you can't do overtly sexual content. Those are the rules.
That's not overtly sexual.
All right. Lecture fan. State why you believe it's overtly sexual what she was doing, and then we can have a response.
Because she was dancing and clearly making it sexual and showing her nipples and
God, you're a fucking
okay, all right. Hold on, all right. Let lecture fan finish.
She made the conscious decision.
Hold on, all right, go ahead, Eva, please respond.
So if she wouldn't have had such large breasts and she were dancing like that, no one would have thought it was sexual. It was
Yeah, what
that
if
she
I,
has
you know, did
large
something?
breasts. What?
Well, if I it's crazy because if I did oh, am I gonna get
She
banned?
wasn't belly dancing. She was literally bopping to a song, and because of gravity, there was movement, and because there's.
I mean, not to be like a femcel here, but like, she knows she has large boobs.
Yeah, but so what? She shouldn't have to not be allowed to move because she has big boobs.
Well, it's the same.
Just cover up
if you
because
go.
One second. One second.
It's the same
One second. Hold on. One at a time.
Cover up your
Once-
thighs. That is sexual.
It's
Oh
the
my
same-
god.
Hell yeah, it is. Just cover up. God, cover up.
If you go into
One at a time.
work,
One at a time, girls and they.
You know that your breasts are sexual. You know that men are gonna sexualize them. Hell yeah, they're
So
fucking
what?
sexual.
Then
You
why
wanna
are
come
they
in
uncovered?
and
Wait, what about?
Hold on. Hold on. Hey.
Because
Hold
it's
on.
different.
One at
You
a time.
obviously see nipple. If you see nipple, that's different. I'm not out here with my vagina everywhere. Shout out
Wait,
Amaranth.
but okay.
Hey,
what about
Primrose,
your
no,
thighs
don't
then?
mention her
Like,
name here.
What do
Can I
you
ask you
mean?
a question?
What
So
about
if
your
you're-
fucking booty shorts, Primrose? What the fuck do you mean? Like, it's
Wait.
completely
Yeah, but
arbitrary.
I'm not showing nipple.
Primrose,
Okay, hold on. One second. Hold on, 1 second, guys.
You
Guys.
literally admitted that.
No, I'm not showing anything
Under
relating to
Sharia,
whatever. There's
ankles
no-
and in certain places under Sharia law, ankles and wrists are considered sexual.
I don't think it's fair to go after her. I don't think that's the right
She's
action.
not even showing her
Sexualized
chest.
in all
Oh.
cultures.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. One at a time. Hold on, listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Eva, can you finish what you were saying, please?
Yeah. So what I'm going to get at is that in our culture, I totally understand. We consider breasts sexual. And so when I say, hey, your thighs, I almost called you hey, Primrose, your thighs.
Pretty much all she is.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
I'm a twitch thought. What
Wes,
should we
watch it.
say? Okay.
Then we're like, oh, well, we don't consider that sexual. But a lot of cultures, breasts aren't sexual. Just because I have larger breasts, I get uncomfortable. I got messages when I was just in the kitchen cooking because people are like, you're braless and you have large breasts. This is not sexual to me at all, but I'm nervous to do things to just enjoy living without a bra because of shit like this. It does not have to be sexual.
Okay,
We
so
can change that.
Let them finish.
In America currently, that
We
is
can
sexual, hon.
change that.
So what you need to do is you need to cover up, you need to wear a bra, and you need to not show
No,
your
you
nipples,
need
and
to
that's ultimately what you need to do.
fucking
No,
lead. Be stronger.
hell fucking no,
You know
bitch, I'm covering
Bella has a question.
If I don't
question,
have
a question,
sex,
okay.
I'm covering myself.
Hold on,
That's what I'm
let,
wearing.
one
Eva,
second.
she's-
One second,
She's
Prim.
trolling.
hey.
Please don't take
Bella
her
has
seriously,
a
Eva.
question.
She's-
Bella, go ahead.
Okay,
Look at her.
if you guys were all teachers, let's say, working in a high school, working as a teacher, would you wear a bra to work under a thin top? Yes,
Yes.
of course you would.
people
we
expect
teachers
it
on
to.
Hold on,
Wow,
Bella,
this is
Bella, you cut out. Let
No,
Bella
so
finish. Let Bella finish.
So
Go
on
ahead.
Twitch, which is considered, a workplace, it's under Twitch's rules. Twitch is however they want people to stream on the website. We should then also respect that and wear sort of outfits as we're going to work as well. So obviously
Bella.
you'd wear a bra under a thin little blouse.
Bella, we're not employed by Twitch.
We're not employed by Twitch.
Fire hydrant.
We're all
Then all
contract.
guys have
Okay.
proper
What? Anybody want to respond to that? Candyman.
Well, yeah, I want to say that I think it's really, really important for women to keep our breasts sexual because it's like it's a really good benefit to have boobies and to use them like not to really use them. Not saying that I'm using them. For
And there's
anything
nothing
nice.
wrong with using your sexuality to your advantage. And I don't even think
I
it's
was gonna
being
ask, why
overtly
is
sexual.
sexuality a
It
bad
just
Hold
has
on, let
walking
Candy
It's not a
finish.
bad thing at all, but it's just
But it's
under the
still
circumstances.
sexual.
It's
So
just
yeah,
the
so I think it's
circumstances.
really, I think
You're
it's really
on Twitch.
important.
One at a time. Hold on.
You're on Twitch. You need to
Hey,
cover
but that's
up.
not
You
what
need
the
to abide by
TS
their
says,
rules.
Primrose.
Exactly,
It was
I agree with
explicitly
that.
Sexual.
That's what I'm saying too. Like you should. I think that,
She was
that
banned, wasn't she?
depending on what you
Yeah,
like. I'm not
she
trying
was
to
banned.
shame.
Let Candy finish.
Wait, yeah, I'm not trying to shame anyone who wants to do like sex work or anything like to be. See, they're gaining something from being naked. I think it's really important. I never agree with free the nipple or anything. I think it's important to cover up and make sure that you're like everything is tucked and you cover your nipples because like it's special for the special someone who decide to show like your boobies to.
And shouldn't that be a choice?
I think it's a
Let
little.
Candy finish.
It's a little
Candy,
gift.
finish
It's a
up.
Not
little
on this
gift.
platform.
Finish up,
Well, I
Candy.
think that boobies should be looked at small gifts for a special person.
Okay, thank
And
you,
that's a
Scarlett.
personal choice.
Scarlett.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
Before, can I get a raise of hands? Who's not wearing a bra right now? Go put one on, Wes, please. We don't need this.
I haven't worn a bra in like 2 years.
Wow.
Okay.
See, it's different if you're wearing
Can
like.
I say
for
something as
example,
a male?
Eva's wearing like a sweater, which is quite thick. Obviously,
But
like
I'm
girls
wearing
got
a
band was
wearing a
binder.
sweater.
Yeah, it's
I'm
still
wearing
like
a
a sweater.
binder.
It's
But I
thick, but you
do-
can't see anything. Do you know what I mean? You can't
But
see
I wanna
anything.
know
So
what
if
is
you're
wrong.
at a
What
place
is
of
wrong
work,
with
own a
seeing
bra.
if you're at
I
a place
don't
of
own
work,
a bra, period, and I do
right.
wear a variety of clothes. Bras
I
are
understand that, and that's
painful
in
for
your
me.
free time.
And we
in
see
your like.
guys
Hold on.
everyday
Let
today.
Eva.
Go on.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
Were you finished, Eva?
Bella, do you
I'm
not
just-
understand
yeah,
that this is our free space?
Yes,
Like
I
this
didn't know
is
you
just
changed
because
the
we
name
also.
to that.
It is our
Yeah.
free space,
She
but
was-
it's
I thought she
under
was
a
done.
private company.
Hold on 1 second. All right.
I
Go ahead.
What?
am working.
What kind of argument is that?
Just
What?
let
Wait.
Eva finish,
we-
and then
we-
Hassan,
we're
you can
listening to
respond to
Eva.
Bella.
Eva,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't
There's
know
some
if you needed
lag.
a second. Okay,
Eva,
so
go.
I am here fighting for feminism, right? I'm here to push the boundaries on culture. And I think that's an incredible part of the internet, an incredible even part of fighting Twitch TOS to a certain extent, right? Saying like, hey, I am going to push the boundaries. I'm going to change culture. I am going to lead and I am going to fight. I'm not just going to say, oh, yes, I'm going to let culture dictate this. Well, culture says men can't cry. So I'm going to allow that. I'm not going to cry as a man, right? No, we can push. We can fight. And I think it is more damage to say, women, your breasts are always sexualized. No, if Candy wants to keep her breasts for someone special, that's empowering for her. Fucking great, Candy, you do that. But don't make me do that. Don't make Scarlett do that. Don't make Bella
Well, then
do that.
it
Don't
in the
make
privacy of your own home and don't
Can I
put
add
it out
something,
on a
Raj?
platform for everyone else to
Why?
see. Don't
Why?
sit
Why?
there.
Let-
Why? Because little kids are gonna go on this platform and see, oh shit, there's nipples.
Nipples.
Okay. What is it? Hold on. Primrose, let her finish. Let her finish.
Those
Musan,
kids are gonna come on this platform and watch your thighs. Then, like, what a dumb fucking statement you're making.
wait.
You keep
I
making
think
it.
she's
It's
so
arbitrary.
But listen.
The
now
point
you're
is, it's
sexualizing
arbitrary,
something. It is
Primrose. You're
not
making a stupid
sexual.
argument.
Hold on, Primrose. What is your
Breasts are sexual.
Primrose? What is
Primrose,
your hold on? What is
Sore legs. You literally admitted that your legs are hot, and that's the only reason why people watch you, which was probably the first and only accurate take you've ever had on this fucking show.
Why must breast
Let's take
And I disagree,
Saudi
and I
Arabia
disagree with that,
or
and I
anywhere
think
where they
that's-
have
Let
like
Hassan
rigorous
finish his point,
fundamentalist
lecture
Sharia
fan.
laws, for example, right? How do they fight back against that? And there are plenty of people that fight back against this oppressive rule in those countries. How do you fight back against that?
Fight back against what? I mean,
How do you fight back against the oppressive nature of certain fundamentalist Sharia laws in places like Saudi Arabia, for example?
Do you perhaps show some?
Should people not fight
I-
back against it?
That
Should
way-
people not push
Let
back
lecture
against it?
fan respond.
The way, the easy way to fight back against that is to just educate those allow those people to be educated and have them lead or have us lead by example. And the natural.
Okay, Hassan, let Hassan respond.
It's got nothing to do.
The hoops you have to jump through.
Well, hold on. Lecture fan,
allow
have you
yourself to be
finished?
educated by someone who has firsthand experience.
I just don't understand what like is like hardcore Islamic Sharia law has to do with.
No, but it's the same thing.
How do you not see the
It's the
parallel?
same thing. But listen.
Maybe one day, lecture fan. Maybe one day you'll get it.
You're taking two extremes and then trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is there's a balance in between extremes.
Okay,
and you guys
but what
are trying to
makes
go to
that
one
balance?
extreme.
Justify the balance.
So you're trying to justify your extreme of open sexuality for everything by saying, well, the other extreme is bad, so therefore you should go to my extreme of just.
Can you
open
justify your balance?
His point is that
Do you hear yourself? You're currently considering not allowing women to wear bras to be an extreme position.
I never said that. I never said that. What are you talking about?
Exactly you literally, that's our position. That's our position, and you're portraying our position as extreme.
Hold on, lecture.
No,
that's our position.
You're talking about
your opposition
Islamic
as
Sharia
extreme.
law. You're talking about like
No.
and stuff
You
in the
also,
Middle East, dude.
sneakily, you also made a
Well,
false.
you're not just talking about ankles in the Middle East.
No, you also
you did a
sneakily
fallacy.
made a false equivalence between like the extreme fundamentalist like religious rules by claiming that not letting or allowing women to not wear bras when they're streaming is an equivalence, is like extreme degradation.
No, not.
He never said that they're equivalent. He just said that you're going from one extreme to another. And
No, but how is that an extreme?
The other extreme. Allowing women not to wear
a
bras.
woman to wear a garment.
Yeah.
We're not even saying
sexuality
women should be
is a
extreme
very
topless, shake their
similar
titties all they want.
equivalency.
It's literally just not wearing a fucking bra. That's the whole conversation. And the point I wanted to make for so long, this whole thing, what it all boils down to is that our world has only ever progressed from the fucking Stone Age is because we realize issues in our society, we address them, and then we fight to change them. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Because there's nothing wrong with breasts being fucking braless, and anyone who disagrees with this is just actually against social evolution and progress.
God, I love woke West so much.
Whoa, Wes! Bella, go ahead. What's your question?
And I'm not trying to take the piss or anything like that. I like actually genuinely want to know your thoughts on this, mostly towards like Eva. So like the whole feminism thing and everything. And my whole question was like, okay, so let's say for example we go into more of a society, and I'm really not trying to. I'm asking this very respectfully.
Yeah.
Let's say if we go into like a society that like, you know, not wearing bras becomes a normal thing, and like, you know, people just stop wearing bras, don't need them anymore. And then obviously with men, for example, like they go shirtless all the time, right? Like, you know, if they're playing basketball or on the beach or wherever, would you then see a future where it's socially acceptable for women to just walk around with no tops and no bras on?
Hell yeah.
100%.
Hell yes.
Hold on, all right. Hold on. Let Eva respond. Let Eva respond.
Guys.
Bella, are you finished with your question? And then let Eva.
Okay,
Well,
I'm asking
yeah,
this
but-
like genuinely. I'm not trying to like take the piss or anything. But yeah, would you see a future like that?
Eva.
I'm 100% for free the nipple for several reasons. First off, breasts are not inherently sexual, just like
Yes, they are.
beards are inherently sexual.
No, they're not.
In some cultures, they are not. It's not
Children, there are many cultures that you can see the women are topless, and that is normalized. and
Doesn't
that's
mean they're
fine.
not.
You
It's not
can
sexual.
laugh at it. No, it's not
you're wrong.
sexualized.
It isn't.
But
It's
that's
just
the
a thing.
reality.
Let them finish.
sexy.
Let them finish.
If it's not sexualized, then why do guys think my pierced nipples are sexy as fuck?
Because
we live in a-
totally sexualized.
Because
Hold on. Let them.
Sweetheart. I don't mean to be condescending, but sweetheart, please listen. Like it hurts a little. I'm saying in this culture, I fucking hear you. They are sexualized. Congratulations, you're making my point. I'm saying we can change that. We see it in other cultures that this doesn't need to be sexualized. We can broaden the freedoms for people to not have to wear bras. Bras are expensive for me. They're painful for me. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Some people do.
I have, like,
and I'm
a
gonna
philosophy.
Okay,
fucking
hold on.
We live in a
I have
world
a-
where
do
you're
that.
free to be as sexual or not sexual as you want to be. What if you want
Yeah.
your boobs to be sexual? What's wrong with that? What
Okay,
is
a
someone
follow-up
gonna go
question.
with?
Okay, but hold on.
I'm not.
Little follow-up
Hold
question.
on. Let Eva finish.
Okay, sorry, Eva.
Scarlett, I just want to address that and say I want it to be that person's choice if that is like they are sexualized and they like I don't want to be walking around my kitchen and getting people being like, "Oh my god, do you want to do like modeling, braless cooking? Oh my god," right? And assuming that it's sexual. But like it's my agency, right? I don't have to be just inherently sexualized because I don't have a bra
Okay,
on.
all right.
Right?
Question. Serious question here.
It's your choice to do such. Whether they don't want it to be innately such, it shouldn't be like socially seen as such. Is that you have the choice to sexualize or not sexualize your breast?
I agree with that.
Don't
Okay.
you
Just a
want that
follow-up
right,
question, though.
Primrose?
Or
Or do you
Raj, do you have a
immediately want to
question
be
instead?
like the second anyone thinks your tits are sexual, it's
Well, it's
sexualized
or-
immediately?
Hold on. Let Prim. He's directing his.
Cover
He's
it
directing his question. Primrose, go ahead. Primrose.
Why do you fight to defend it so much? Unless you want it this way?
I want stuff to remain sexual. You need to be and
Well,
have
Primrose.
some form of sexual relation.
Primrose,
How
get
can
it.
that not be
Things to
sexual
covered
still?
up and
Wes,
some
let her
things to
answer.
be secretive, and some things, just like Candy was saying earlier.
Here's
you
the thing,
need-
Primrose, and I'm not.
Wes, let her answer before you interject. Wes, let her answer before you
She's not
interject.
answering, you fuck.
Is she not done yet? Wes, let her answer before you interject. Are you done answering, Wes? Are you done answering, Prim?
Oh, wow.
Okay, go ahead, Wes. Thank you.
Primrose, I literally told you that you have the fucking choice for it to be sexual. But do you want it to innately be sexual? It's always sexualized. And you said things should remain sexual. So are you agreeing that you want breasts to always be sexualized? And that you want it to be seen as a sexual object instead of giving you that choice as a woman to decide if you sexualize or don't sexualize your breasts?
Men should choose then. If you want that, dude, if you want fucking women to choose, men should choose.
men shouldn't
Here's
choose
the
it.
fucking thing.
That's where I
Here's
disagree
the
on
thing.
that.
My fucking breasts are always going to
Dude.
be sexualized no matter what.
Can
I'm
you
fucking
couple
okay with that.
face
Women
palm
are
right
always
now?
going to be fucking sexualized, and I'm okay with that. All right? They will always be sexualized. Women's breasts will always be sexualized. You cannot fucking tell me.
Okay, so we might as well. So we might as well let women do what they want.
All right.
So why not just follow?
God, how
my,
can
like,
you be so ignorant? It
The false,
astounds me.
there's so many false assumptions built into what the people on the left are saying, and that major false assumption is that in these tribal societies where women go topless, that automatically means they're not sexualized. That's not true.
No.
Just
You
because-
hold on.
because women go topless,
That's
they
wrong.
consider
There's
Yeah,
actually
Lecture
studies
fan
on
has been to the
in those
tribal societies.
I
You know,
know.
Lecter,
can't-
no
I
one has
can't
even
believe
made
you
that
actually
point.
went
Bro,
there.
Lecter,
just
you
because you're
keep-
horny when you watch Nat Geo doesn't mean that like the intention of like even matriarchal societies where women don't need to cover their breasts is
You have no
immediately horny
knowledge.
posting.
Okay.
Of these tribes
Okay, it's
of these
illegal
cultures
to
in
sexually assault someone, correct?
East Asia.
It's
correct.
illegal. It's socially unacceptable to assault someone. So if somebody, so let's take that into consideration. You see a girl and her boobs are getting you turned on, but because it's illegal, you keep it to your fucking self. But you're sexualizing them, and she never even knows that you're sexualizing them. What's wrong with that? Why can't she be her? Why can't she be her with her low
Hold on,
cut shirt?
I want to hear from Lecture Fan again. He literally just said, "If boobs aren't sexual, then why my pee-pee hard?" Can you do that again? It was really good the first time you did it.
Why do we?
Hold on. Can you?
whether or not
Hold on, Hassan. Can you
me as a
literally
straight
elaborate
woman,
on
as
what
a
he
woman-
said exactly? Seriously, I'm just out of
Like
curiosity.
he's trying to
Lecture
make the
fan got off
argument
to
that
Nat
like
Geo.
he's
That's-
completely he's working off of his own framework, like a Western and patriarchal framework when analyzing the sexuality, when analyzing like whether or not like nudity is inherently sexual in other
It's
cultures.
human nature. It's human nature.
Oh,
On the
really? What's
human nature argument, yeah, it was human nature, slaves of
Okay,
Sarah.
I have a question. Hold on, Hassan. You're from
My
Turkey.
man with a human nature argument.
Hassan.
He's got like
I
two
love it.
Hassan,
He's got
So
Hassan.
predictable.
Constitution, neither of which he understands. Human nature is a like fallacy. How are you a fucking
It's a
lawyer?
bullshit.
dude?
Hassan, you're
He's
from
religious.
Hassan.
He's
Hassan.
religious, isn't he?
Hassan. In cultures in which they're more sexually oppressed and forced to wear things that cover most of their body, do things like ankles become sexual in those cultures? Just out of curiosity.
I don't fucking know. I don't.
Well,
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. They do. You know what?
The
I
porn
started-
usage is rampant and through the roof. You should look up the stats for.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's overall. But Roger's specifically asking if like ankles become sexy. Maybe, probably.
Isn't it logical?
Well,
Like, with the
I'm just
legs-
wondering
Something
if
less extreme.
hold on.
Ankles are
Hair and
sexy.
neck
Can I
are-
say
That's
are what are
completely
covered
logical that
mostly.
ankles would become sexualized if all you can see is the ankles of a woman and you're sexually
None of
attracted to
that
women.
women sexy. Period.
And
They
Scarlett,
just-
back to
And
your
hair,
point,
too.
I think you're 100% right.
Hair,
that
too.
you have the right to sexualize what you want, but you don't have the right to ruin someone else's fucking life by imposing how you
Just
view
don't
it sexually
show
on
some
them.
self-control. So in my
Yeah.
chat, if people say sexually inappropriate things, you could argue, well, look at what she's wearing. She deserves it. I just ban them and get rid of mine. I move on with my life.
Yeah.
And people who want to act like adults and enjoy the music can stay and be cool and act like adults.
But
Cutie,
the
go ahead.
whole argument, the whole argument wearing a bra on Twitch. If I have to wear socks on Twitch, I should have to wear a bra on Twitch.
I
You know what I'm
don't-
saying?
Do people wear
You
socks?
have to wear
Okay,
socks on
we
Twitch.
need hold on, guys. Let's
Shoes
we're
on.
gonna get back to this. Cause we drifted way off course here. It's time to take a vote. We're gonna vote in the poll. We're gonna vote for what we want to keep, not kick. Keep, not kick. The poll is in the chat.
Yeah.
Poll is in the
I just
chat.
want to say, Hassan, when I started streaming on Blog TV and Stickam and stuff like that, everybody said in chat, show ankles, show ankles. It was a thing, like a meme back then.
I think it's a meme though.
Yeah, but it's also, it probably has some meaning somewhere, like...
No, it just stems from not being able to show it. It's more so a meme. I mean, I don't know.
Keep, not
Maybe it
kick.
is. Maybe people get horned up for it. That's the whole point. Is that like this is totally arbitrary. It's totally subjective. And someone's
it's subjective is why-
someone's yum is gonna be another person's yuck. Okay. Like so for Primrose to sit here and like flex her thighs the entire time and talk about her pierced nipples while also simultaneously claiming that like the titties are totally separate and totally different and like a next level sexualization or objectification of their own body is ridiculous.
I don't understand, Primrose, why you want to say that you have pierced nipples. That's like revealing the secret to everybody before they, like...
Because
that's
she's
exactly
doing
the
it on
same-
purpose. That's my
She
point.
said she wants her tier 3 subs back.
Because she's a
But that's
grifter.
like not being secretive.
I just don't see what.
But the thing is, like,
about being
showing them versus like saying it is something totally different. You don't
Yeah,
want to like
that costs
show something
$15
and, like
on
No.
OnlyFans.
All you're doing is baiting viewers, and then they go to your channel, and then they sub you. They hope slide in your DM so they can see them eventually.
Vote for
You're
you
just
want to keep,
baiting
not kick,
people.
chat. Vote.
Well,
I have pierced nipples
It's actually
too.
genius.
Vote, chat. Vote for you want to keep, not kick.
though, like
I
if you're,
Vote, vote,
also
vote.
have pierced things.
if you're gonna detail like whether your clit is pierced or not, or your nipples are pierced or not, wouldn't that also still be like sexually?
Why can't someone choose to be sexual? Like, what's wrong with it?
Well, that was
So
the whole.
here's the thing with that. I'm not
Well,
showing
wasn't the whole-
people there's a difference than
wasn't that
sitting
the
here
whole
with
whole
my
argument
nipples
here?
out on
What's
Twitch
wrong?
and my boobs out on Twitch. That's totally different than actually saying something.
I don't
No,
know,
it's
graphically
exactly the same.
describing your breast is pretty equatable just seeing nipples through a shirt. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Does
guys
the
have a
sex
pretty-
hotline not
pretty
do the
active
same
imagination.
thing? That was the whole point, was because y'all were advocating that the punishment for the girl with her tits out was like,
But her
sexually
tits weren't
explicit.
even like out. She didn't have cleavage. She didn't have under boob. She was wearing a
No,
material.
I agree. I'm
know,
all
but
free the nipple here,
So
actually.
what though? Like,
But I'm more going off
sorry,
what
some
Rose
people's
was saying
nipples,
earlier.
if material rubs them, they get hard on their own accord. It's not like she sat there, clamped them 20 minutes before stream in order to prepare and turn on all the boys. It's moves. It's gravity. It's physics. It just happened. We shouldn't be ashamed of them or hide them or, oh, I better not dance like I would like to because I might turn on the little boys. Like,
Oh my
What?
god.
That's
Okay.
weird
You
phrasing.
All right.
do
Yeah,
that.
but Scarlett.
Okay,
what-
hold on. Hey,
what happens-
hey,
okay.
we're gonna take a break in the action real quick, okay? Cutie, hold on to your thought, okay? The votes are in. Hassan, you have won the round. The bottom two is between Rem and Scarlet 64. Hassan, who are you going to eliminate from the show?
Oh no.
Get him.
I want to see Rem's new. I want to see more of this new Rem, who has turned over a new leaf. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna kick off Scarlet.
Scarlet, this is the third time you've been eliminated in
like the 5th time.
Oh, the
Wait,
fifth-
what? I didn't know. What the fuck, Raj? You are
Yes,
such a piece
I'm
of
always.
shit. I swear to fucking
Oh
God,
my
dude.
God! Add this to the rejection compilation. I just
Right.
Don't fucking get me started,
Maybe,
you
like,
son of a
open it
bitch.
once in a while and people will like me.
No, look, Scarlet. He has to make two choices, and I don't think it's anything personal. Okay, it has nothing to do with
know.
anything other than.
I've never actually really officially met Hassan.
Yeah,
so I know
okay,
It's impossible for it to be personal.
Yeah. All right, Scarlet. Thank you so much for
continuously
coming on the
inviting
show.
me, even though I'm always the first kicked, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Thank you, Scarlet
Maybe one day.
64. Go ahead and
Bye,
shout out your
guys.
channel. Bye-bye, Scarlett. Thank you.
Scarlett64. I do DJing. We're really fun. It's like a party every day, so come hang out.
Thanks, Scarlett. Appreciate your time.
I
Thank
also
you.
did it because Squad W.
Are you? Okay, wow.
I mean, I squad W all the time.
Wait, Scarlett, are you
Double standard.
streaming from a cubicle? What the hell's going on? Is it like
Oh,
a...
this is my DJ facade. It's so that it looks a little more fun in here.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, Scarlett, thank you so
All right,
much
guys.
for coming. Bye, Scarlett.
Bye.
Give it up for Scarlett.
Bye.
Round of applause.
Oh, wait.
So let's
I have a
continue the
question.
debate, but I think Cutie had a point, but Trihex, go ahead and ask your question.
So if I like get like an office cubicle, will it make my stream appropriately more boring? If I want to go for the anti-DJ hype, should I just get like an office cubicle? It's my background.
What? What are you talking about? Yes.
Why do you wanna
Cubicle
have
can
more
work both
boring
ways.
Well, she has the decorative walls to make her thing seem more lively. So I was just going with the logic there.
I
It's like,
see.
well, if I get like the office cubicle, literally, make it as mundane and Monday as possible. Make it more boring.
Yeah.
Hassan, I can't stop looking at that fucking rat nest on your head. What did you do to your hair?
I have a question for Lecture Fan.
Well, hold on. Hassan.
Of course.
Yeah, let's
you
get
You want me to
into it,
answer,
baby.
Wes?
Yeah, I would love
Fix
to.
it,
Yes,
dude.
I'd love to see that.
Okay. So I have naturally very curly, wavy hair, and last time I got a haircut, which was recently, I didn't get enough taken off the top because I'm always terrified of losing what remaining hair I have, and so now it's like easier to just not do my hair at all.
Okay.
Dude,
I have two
wait,
speeds.
Just call,
Either
just
I
call
like
Wes racist, dude. Because if you asked me that same question, I'd be like, "The fuck you mean my hair looks like a nappy bird nest, dude?"
I didn't even say nappy.
Hold on, Trihex. We have another topic later about.
Wait, I have a question for.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking.
It's not your.
Cutie Cinderella. I think Cutie seriously had a question that she was going to bring up that she probably forgot.
So you told me not to forget, so I went ahead and I forgot.
Okay, great. Rem, what's your
Okay.
question?
So you brought up human nature
here
earlier
we go.
as the reason for why men are so naturally, attracted to women's breasts. But I'd be very curious, like, what about, the proportion of humanity, that aren't straight?
What about it?
Or do these people just completely defy human nature?
No, it's human nature.
I'm a man. I'm not,
Well,
breasts are
maybe
not
you just have
sexualized to me.
different. You have different priorities, or whatever. What's it called? Different.
Well, no,
what
no,
you
because
like.
if it's human nature, surely I am human, and it's within my nature
Yeah,
to be,
but maybe you
attracted
have more
to a breast.
Rim
Yeah,
said
maybe
the
you
Bugatti
have
movie-
more. Wes, I'm talking.
No, I'm
Maybe-
genuinely curious
Wes, I'm
about
talking.
how
That
Lecture
Wasn't
Fan.
me. Shut up.
Maybe, listen. Okay, so I think that maybe you have other priorities. Then maybe when you look at the boy, you think you like. the
Candyland, I asked
feeling
Lecture
side.
Fan. I don't know why you're answering on behalf of Lecture Fan.
Well, I'm just.
She's not.
You.
She's just offering her point of view.
He
It's fine.
Okay, well, I directly want to hear an
He owned him
explanation
early
of-
on, so now
And he
she's
didn't know
answering
what
for
to
him.
answer.
I'm
So,
sure
okay,
Lecture Fan's
I
more
really
than
truly want to
capable.
move on from this part of the debate. I want to talk about as it pertains to Twitch. Okay, Twitch. As it pertains to Twitch, it's obviously a much deeper discussion, which we have been talking about. Okay, this girl was banned. Okay, for not wearing a bra on Twitch. Okay, well, hold on. I want to pause there. Okay, I want to pause. I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's the reason, but well, I'm going to make an assumption here. Maybe it might be a dangerous one.
Wow.
Do we know the
disgusting
length of the
sexist, Raj.
suspension?
What?
Two questions here. One, has she commented publicly at all about the suspension?
No.
And two, how long is the suspension
We don't
expected to
know.
be? We don't know any of that?
We don't know
Nothing?
any of that information. Do you think it's reckless to
Twitter?
assume?
Raj,
No official
of
word?
course
Damn.
it's reckless to assume, because you know what happens when these like hyper incels get on some newy girl, they dig through all their old shit, find anything that's arguably TOS, and spam report that shit. So it's probably
True.
something there.
True,
Because
yeah.
Twitch is not stupid enough to ban them over this.
True.
which would be incredibly bad
It could
for
have been something completely unrelated. You're right. So we don't know exactly why she got banned. So I'm not sure if we could really, we can't really speculate if
Why
she
did
got
you
banned
assume
on that.
Raj?
What?
Huh?
Well,
Why did you assume then?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes
let me
I
come
assume.
in here. My reception of the action here, if we definitively know she has said nothing publicly about the incident, then that kind of minimizes the implication that she was wrongfully, like, 'cause I feel like if you were inaccurately suspended or just like you were wrongfully enforced on TOS, you would act out. You would immediately be like, yeah, dude, fuck Twitch, fuck this TOS,
You'd
fuck
ask
this spotty
Keemstar for
enforcement.
help.
You would immediately be in retaliation. I would think if you were invalidly, attacked by, I don't know, whatever, Twitch cops or whatever.
I don't know. I feel
I
like I'd just be disappointed.
I think Twitch can take
What?
a move
Wait,
here.
Did you just tweet a
If
sad
you got
face, Eva?
invalidly suspended on Twitch, you would not immediately go to the streets of Twitter and like
If it was over my
rainbow
breasts,
mode.
like say I get banned for my cooking stream where I wasn't wearing a bra, right? I would be very upset because that's like personally upsetting to me because I recognize that this is a cultural thing and I'd just be like, this is so disappointing. The status quo is being upholded again, and like I can't even say a fucking thing about it.
I think
like,
you're allowed to be disappointed, but I think you are aware enough to understand why it's a bit of an issue. Like you're in a cooking stream that's different than shaking around because you're excited and you're not wearing a bra. Like,
no, because I would literally, I would, and I have thought about it. I want to dance and sing when I'm cooking, but I know how people are gonna view that, and that is sad.
But
to
that's
me.
the difference is that you know. Yes, it is sad, but you know. You know.
But I don't do it. I don't do it
should have
because I
known.
think it's wrong. I don't do it because I am uncomfortable with like. I'm just uncomfortable with how people are going to react because they're going to attack me.
Yeah,
but it doesn't make them okay to attack me,
No,
right?
not at all. No,
So-
not at all. But I mean, you do have to realize this day and age, and you're on the internet. You know, you're self-aware to the point, and you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing at all times. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an accident. Like.
So
You
here's
know,
one thing about that,
yeah.
right? If I can throw you like a different example there. So if we're gonna consider that to be like questionable and not be in retaliation mode for getting suspended here, then like what hypothetically if a girl got suspended because she like walked away from her chair, you know, to go on an AFK break and her camera and she's like wearing high heels and like, just comfortable leggings, right? And you just get like that, the nice like model walk where you get like a, prime ass view. Is that considered sexualized?
You're talking about booty.
Yeah, just like general,
I mean, it could
nice
be,
booty shot,
like,
whatever, right?
She could walk away and drop, because.
So like,
that's why when
I got a little
when
turned
I
on
go
from that.
walk
You can
away from my
sexualize
camera,
anything, you
I
guys.
stand up and I walk backwards from my camera to prevent those sexual actions from happening, to prevent people commenting on that, to prevent people clipping those. I stand up and physically walk backwards away from it to prevent
I
anything
mute
like
my
that
stream
happening.
whenever I sneeze.
well, the point of that example was that if you're in this kitchen cooking and you walk to the other side of like your kitchen countertop and it's the same ass shot, but you're walking to go do something different rather than exit the stream, is that what do you do then, right?
Okay, hold on. I have an update. On the Instagram
absurd.
story from the girl, she said that she was banned for one day, and she said it's because of the people on Twitter, according to her. So does that make it? I mean, it could mean what Wes was talking about. A bunch of people could have brigaded her stream and reported her for something completely unrelated,
Well,
or
is she an
it's
affiliate or is
related
she
to
a
that
partner?
clip.
Is she an affiliate?
She's a Twitch partner, I think.
Oh, she's a Twitch partner.
damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of
So-
times, like
She got
affiliates
banned
would
then.
get banned. A lot of times, affiliates would literally get banned, and if they have no one else to like stick up for them or no one else to talk for them, like that process is like largely automated for the most part. If they get brigaded by incels or whatever, they will. Even if they get brigaded by incels and they're a partner, they still have a hard time, and it kind of sucks. But it is the way that Twitch operates. This is something that like I think even Asmongold is very much against. And like him and I have very differing political opinions, but this is one thing that we agree on, which is that like going to someone's stream and like brigading them and like calling them out in this way is what even Train would consider to be like leftist antics or SJW culture or leftist outrage, and it really fucks up the platform. It's literally like Twitch snitching.
Okay.
I think Twitch has an opportunity here though to really be on the right side of history, because in a sense they're imposing their own and maybe perhaps a majority of culture's own standards of sexuality upon the people who are using their site. But they can be part of that progressive step forward and do the right thing and not punish people for wanting to, show their breasts in a way that they deem not sexual. They can be on the right side of history there. But instead, they just want to do the exact same.
You should read Ben Shapiro's book, right?
It's so ironic
Maybe
of them
Twitch
to even
thinks it's the
say
wrong
that
side of
because
history.
when next week some other girl's gonna do thing that some people will hate and some people will try to support her and we'll forget all about that. This isn't gonna make history.
The thing is,
Wait, no, hold on. No. I'm saying as a general policy, Twitch should do this. Not just in this specific instance. I'm saying Twitch should be on the right side of history in general and not impose everyone else's standards of sexuality
Maybe
upon...
Twitch agrees with me.
I don't think they did, man. I think it was just an auto ban because of like 1,000.
No, I absolutely disagree with that. If you look at the history of how Twitch bans different streamers for,
I think
They changed their TOS for breastfeeding. You think they're gonna ban someone, even though there's all this public outrage on Twitter? Like it's a huge move, and people are gonna
Do you know
see
how many
it?
people get banned for a ton of stuff that is deemed too sexual for Twitch?
Yeah, but I think
Didn't
it's
that girl Velvet literally get banned for an identical reason because she had big tits?
Yeah.
Yeah, Velvet was fucked too. But wait, do you agree that? Okay, Rem, I'm on your side in the sense that things shouldn't be sexualized this way. But based off the Twitch TOS, there are people who definitely like use their sexuality to their advantage. My stance is that she wasn't even trying to abuse sexuality for views here. She was literally just fucking dancing.
Right. Okay. But I don't see what you take issue with then.
No, I'm just saying I have no issue with the people getting banned who are abusing their sexuality because it's against the terms of service.
I mean,
until those terms change, I get them adhering to them because some of them are abruptly like I don't know. It's
the same conversation. It's
overused and it's kind of cheap to me. So I mean, I don't know. It's
Wait, do you think Wes? Do you think Primrose should be banned from the platform?
Yeah, fuck her. Not because of her sexuality, just because she spreads stupid shit constantly.
I mean, Wes, like I would go even further. I think like people should be able to be ultimately. Like, I think if Twitch really wanted, and this is probably more radical than maybe anyone, but I think people should be able to go topless on Twitch.
Yeah, that's
ultimately.
incredibly.
Oh wow, that's just so extreme. Why?
I understand that's extreme. But again, hold on, if I can explain my reasoning before everyone speaks
Go
on
ahead,
top
Ram.
of me. It's ultimately because the only way that we get to a point and assuming we don't believe in this, magic thing called human nature or whatever that is, because I certainly don't believe in it. The only way that we're going to be able to progress as society is for, major corporations ultimately, because they hold most of the power in the world to take a more active approach. And I think us as consumers and as people on the platform have a duty to tell Twitch, this is what we want the rules to be enforced as. We want you to be on the right side of history. We want you to do the good thing. And so that might be extreme for some people.
Are you realistic?
Okay, let's say that
it's
happened at
never
some
gonna
point
happen?
and like, oh sorry, Wes.
Go
on.
ahead, Bella.
Oh, so okay, let's say that actually happened and, people were allowed to go topless on Twitch and other platforms. That would take a long time to actually get there because if Twitch just randomly enforces this new rule tomorrow, like, hey, by the way, all the girls just go topless, that would just be a huge, thing.
Yeah,
so I
he
think
said
it
it
would
had to start with the corporation.
wait. It would just take some time, and it would take other corporations also getting involved and doing the same thing, like YouTube and other places, for that to actually slowly.
Even just TV,
happen.
like sitcoms.
Well, but okay, again, so I'm not making a point about.
See, on top of that, though, you can't just change the corporations because it's all going to lead back to the advertisers. If the advertisers don't like what's going on that platform, they're not going to. Well,
They
they're
are
not
the corporations.
My point is,
They're not going to give money to Twitch. Is what I mean. They're not going to.
If I can respond,
Well, hey, come on, Prim, really? Prim, really?
This person off the program.
Come on, Prim.
Disgusting.
Prim, really? You don't have to go.
Conviction, yet you talk out of your ass, and it's mind blowing.
Okay.
You're
No, Raj,
Prim, please don't go after. Come on, don't go after her.
Yeah, I'm not even covered for being on the platform. If someone's gonna openly fat shame someone on this platform, it's not fine.
Wait, I'm sorry, Rem. Could you repeat what you said?
I was saying I'm not. I'll leave the program if
I just told her.
No,
okay,
I
just
know.
intervened. Okay.
Absolutely, I get that. I was just clear. You asked me what I said, so I was saying.
Okay.
It,
All right. Well, I just stepped in and told her it's not appropriate. Prim, don't do it again.
Wait, can I? No, wait, hold on.
But can I respond to the
It's
point
not
though?
about Wes. It's about not fat shaming. You
Yes.
can do better.
I don't care. I don't care how you feel about it. Well, I do, obviously, but
Attacked her for
it's
being
not.
a
That's not
fucking
the
idiot.
point.
I think it's fine.
He's literally sitting here. Yeah, he's been calling me an idiot this
that's
entire
fine.
stream, and
That
then I
doesn't
say
bother
one
me.
thing about something. You guys
interesting.
just
It's
sit
an
here
interesting
and attack.
topic.
I am
Hold on.
fat and you're
Hold on.
actually
That's
an idiot,
interesting.
so
So should.
Both of you are wrong.
So hold on. Should somebody? So hold on. Just out of curiosity, should somebody who is of I don't know, Wes just consented essentially to being made fun of for his weight. Is that something that should be able to be? Should Wes reserve that right to be essentially fat shamed? Should he reserve that right to be
He
consent?
can reserve that right. I believe he
but
can reserve
you
that right.
as someone who is, I don't know how many people are watching right now, what that message then sends to your viewers, they can now interpret this and say, well, it is essentially fine for me to do that to other people. I might assume that everyone's going to be okay with
I would
this,
agree
because
with you. I would agree with you, Rem. But what about if
Right.
this was in private?
Then yeah,
Well,
if
that is a
Wes
completely
is
different-
okay with it, and
I
Wes
understand the
accepts
joke.
it, then
No,
yeah,
it's
fine.
not a joke. It's serious. It's serious. It's serious. It's not
Okay,
a
well,
joke.
again, the dynamic is different because of the factor of consent brought in.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
well-
His whole point is the same thing. It comes to the audience being influenced. But Rim, I'll say I'm influenced the audience to call women stupid when they disagree with them the same way you did to Cutie Cinderella. So you're
hello. Did I not literally at the start of this apologize for that?
Sure, but I'm just saying you've done. I mean, so it's kind of
and I agree. I probably have caused some harm. But Wes, I agree. I probably caused some harm for that, and I'm sorry for that. And going forward, I'm not going to try to do that.
I'm not sorry. I want to see Primrose cry.
Well, I think
that's not gonna happen.
If anyone's gonna cry, it's gonna be me because I got a lot of views from it. And
Cutie Cinderella, you're so smart and beautiful.
Oh, I love your emote, by the way. I really like that.
Cutie, go ahead.
Like the jelly emote. That's actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
You beat me to it.
Oh,
go ahead, Cutie.
Nice. You know what? I forgot again. I'm gonna be real.
Sorry, that was my bad.
Cutie Cinderella, don't get so stoned.
I'm sorry, that was my bad.
Dude, I'm not stoned. Okay, what was I gonna say again?
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
What is she stoned?
Okay, I'm just chilling, guys. I'm just hanging out.
Chilling.
Okay, in response to Primrose's point about corporations, though, I mean, it's just that.
I wanted to say something about that.
Can Cutie get in here?
Primrose is arguing about advertisers. Doesn't sex sell more than anything, Primrose? So wouldn't they want to advocate tits being exposed?
But there's like stuff that's like family friendly advertisers, and they'll stop giving their revenue to Twitch. I don't know exactly what what advertisers.
It's a silly. Okay, you have to acknowledge it's a silly argument when you don't actually have facts to back it up with.
Yeah, but you're right. Sex does sell, but sex doesn't sell on Twitch. They don't use sex.
Yes, I don't think it's quite a great point.
And also, like, sex isn't gonna sell in the future if we desexualize boobies. It's not gonna sell in the future.
I'm not trying to
you're just gonna see it everywhere.
them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just the choice to sexualize or not be sexualized for them, based on how you feel. No one's saying that tits are just nothing and you can no longer view them sexually. It's just how you impose your sexual views on other people.
Just because, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, Candy, you got to cover up your neck because I view that sexual. That doesn't mean that your neck can't be used in a sexual manner, right? And that's the same for breasts. Like, your breasts do not have to be sexual in every situation, but they can still be used sexually and be enjoyed sexually. It's just like not all the time in every context.
Okay, I'm done talking about boobs. All right. I'm done talking about boobs. Let's take I'm just generally curious. Do you think she should have been banned? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Hassan, no?
No.
Okay. Candyland.
Trihex. I think she knew what she was doing in the context. I think that she knew what she was doing. Yeah.
Okay, lecture fan.
It's a fair ban.
Well, I do think it's important to see like what was going on in the rest of the stream and sort of a larger context. But generally speaking, yeah, I'm fine. And if
lecture fan just wants to watch more of the stream for research, okay?
No, I'm totally down with Twitch banning sexual content.
And we don't know if that's what she got banned for, by the way. But do you think she should have been banned for that? If that's the
if that was like the first time and she was doing that and it was obvious from the context that she was doing it for purposefully to try to create sexual content, then yeah, that's a ban is fine.
How can you
now, whether it should be one day is whatever.
Okay.
I didn't know your reminder.
Eva's a no. Cutie, what do you think?
Yeah, fuck no.
I don't know. Based on the current TOS, like I've seen people banned for much less. Like I do think like based on the current TOS, she does know what she was doing. So like, yeah, she should be banned. Maybe like one day isn't that bad. Like
Primrose.
I don't know.
I mean, hey, anything above the waist should be banned at this point, right?
Okay, Wes.
Another repeated point.
So silly.
Wes.
Oh my God.
No, I think Wes is a no as well. Rem.
Pretty much a no.
No. And Bella, I don't know. Bella, what do you think?
I think maybe a good warning or like QT said again is like a 1-day ban, but nothing too severe because it wasn't that bad,
Yeah, I have nothing against them talking to them and be like, hey, if you
Bella, are you a
using this for
partner?
sexual content.
Yeah, I am.
Wait, did Destiny get banned for showing a butt crack?
Yeah,
Did he?
Alabro.
Yeah, Alabros.
It was Alabro's tweet of him nude on the piano.
Like,
it's his entire bare
Oh my
backside.
God.
Is that why isn't there any outrage over that? I don't understand.
Oh, is that what the picture was?
I was in the room when we took that photo.
Why would there be outrage? Destiny should have known. Dude. He's got to be careful.
I know, but like,
that place a lawless wasteland. It's a blast.
He got banned for showing a butt crack. Do you think that's fair? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
wait, was he sat playing the piano? No, that's not him.
it was Alabro was sat playing the piano, mostly nude.
Wait. There's some important context here, though. I feel.
Oh, okay.
Which I think can't be understated here is the possibility that these infractions are escalated because of the sheer quantity of reports done. there are a lot of Destiny haters out there.
Oh yeah.
Even in Alabrel's base, or even the 5 people he canceled on the Leftist Alliance or whatever, right? So the minute Destiny has any ammunition to get attacked, they're gonna go. They're slamming their dicks on the report button, I would imagine. So they found
this
something.
happens to everyone, by the way. This happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably probably got hundreds of reports. Because you think about it, right? Like one hater goes in one of those discords or without the clip here. Hey, look, we got ammo now, and they just all fire up, and all 5 discords popping together and just like slam the report button to oblivion, where it has to now be acknowledged. Where technically this was like a nude torso, and therefore it's against TOS.
Yeah. I don't even think it really matters that much if it's justified. It's just the irony of that he gets banned for showing a nude video of the guy who thinks his kid should be dead. That is fucking the
Alabrel went unscathed.
I gotta go pee. Fuck.
Got away unscathed from that process, and then Destiny got banned.
He gets banned because he shows a little bit of fucking
So mean. The world is unfair. Alabrel deserves.
Candyland, let's fix it together.
Well, we had the Alabrel discussion last week.
You never asked
wants Universal.
I'm sorry, Trihex.
With Universal
Trihex.
Like banning all guns, but literally cannot comprehend a reality in which
I have to piss so bad. Trihex, could you please talk real quick?
Oh yeah, no, babe, I got you. No, I completely agree. Or I don't think ban. I think it's completely absurd because I can think of equivalent examples where it's just as absurd to think that like if I was playing Ring Fit Adventure or some kind of like fitness game or whatever, and I'm wearing like squat powerlifting shorts where there might be some dig bulge because it's kind of a little bit tight, and I get like a wardrobe malfunction, not due to anything intentional, but if it does happen, it happens, and I'm fucked. Like, and I get that
you should become a Just Dance streamer.
Yes, but Trihex, what happens when people start doing Just Dance, the fit streams, and they don't wear the appropriate like workout clothes? Like, what if they're just wearing a t-shirt without a bra? Is that an issue? I'm just curious. I really don't. I don't.
Well, this is. Oh man, that's different though, right? Like that's like if you're going.
How is that different than her sitting in her chair dancing though? Like how is like women?
Because
okay,
isn't it universal?
There's a little bit of a dance difference from like dancing casually in your chair and getting up and
function here.
exercise dancing, right?
Is a deliberate
like my boobs are gonna fucking hurt from that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Let me reframe my point here. Actually, I think the equivalent here would be like, what if I saw the outline of areola if you're wearing a one-piece swimsuit? If you were gonna go like swim at a local pool on your IRL stream, is that considered explicit? No, it's a consequence of the function of what you're wearing from the activity you're doing, which is what I'm getting at here.
Raj, can I ask a question?
See.
Yes.
Because I think there's the queen of the most sexualized clips ever, and they're always like getting out of pools and shit, and no one ever talks about it. Why? So no one cares about ST Peach. Why are there no incels up against ST Peach? She's always got the god tier ass clips coming out of pools and shit that everyone loses their mind over. Is it just her ass is so great that people don't want to get rid of it?
Can I stream from a bath without a shirt on? Or is that against you?
I think you can. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
No one has given me a clear answer on this because look,
it's all about context, Rim. Like if you're like rubbing yourself seductively with soap, yeah, I'm sure you get banned. But if you're just taking a fucking bath, they'd be like, yeah, okay. Twitch isn't run by robots, man. They actually, I swear, they do look at context.
But like, is that true? That Wes doesn't interest. Wes brings up an interesting point. If your clip is so hot. Do like you get a pass or something? Like, do people not mauled over it? Is that a thing? Like, this is a general question to the thing.
I'm
like
lecture of this fan. Hot supremacy, dude. We need to take it down.
This is a question for people that like that maybe disagree with people like Eva, Hassan, and Wes. If your clip or picture or whatever action is so hot, do you get just a free pass, lecture fan, on Twitch?
Can't report if their hands
someone PM'd me. Bad Bunny got banned for a bath stream apparently.
Okay.
For a what?
Did he say the N-word?
Because I've seen some girls at like beaches and stuff with the tiniest bits on it, and I'm a little confused as well. Like, how is that allowed? But other stuff isn't.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I have no idea.
She was just getting out of the pool. It wasn't anything else. She was just.
But it was like a full-blown ass shot, you know, like butt cheeks, butt ass on camera.
There's dozens of
But hold on. But again.
Yo, I don't know why people have a fucking like. I don't know why people are mad at that though. Like,
that's what I'm asking.
Why would anyone even get upset at that? This is the thing I don't understand. Like, why? This is genuinely something that frustrates me with like incel culture. Is like, why would you fucking get mad at that, dude? Like,
but
that's great.
The thing is, there's a lot of incel culture. I think it's because our ass is so perfect. Everyone's like, no, we don't touch that, dude.
Maybe they're just jealous, Hassan. Do you ever
Ice-T
think...
Peach has never been banned for sexual content, I know. And she has dozens and dozens of clips that are obviously thousands of views, no context, it's just pure sexualization.
Wes, let's not talk about
the... getting hate reported? That's, again, let's go back here to my actual point about that. Does she have like a brigade of people who are being haters and
That's what I'm saying. There are no incels against her.
Yeah,
the incels hate her on Twitch just for being hot, right? But why not Ice-T Peach?
Yeah, power and volume. Now, my last point about why I disagree with the ban here is also that like just the absurd idea that like your body can be weaponized against you. Again, I brought up the example here. If you're just doing a cooking stream, wearing high heels, wearing leggings, and you walk to the other side of the counter with the camera right there in a static position, and it's like a prime ass shot of you walking away, just walking because you're in heels or whatever, because that's what you want to do, because it's your right to do with what you do with your body and everything else. Yeah, it's just weird. You have to like walk backwards. I think that's completely absurd. I get that it can be sexualized by an audience, but that should be your choice of whether you want it to be interpreted as that or not.
Walking isn't sexual, though. You know?
At the end of the day, it all comes down to Twitch and their guidelines. If they want to be strict about this stuff, they literally need to list like, if you are walking away from the camera, you have to be right back straight.
Yeah, that's impossible.
And see, I agree with that.
Okay, that's nuts though. That's fucking terrible.
It might be nuts, but like,
super
come on.
toxic.
But I actually agree with you because they need to like set like the details.
Your body is now
because we don't know the
against you.
details. It's crazy. Like they
Okay,
say,
guys, let's seriously get away. Okay, we gotta get away from this boob topic. We keep going back to the boob topic.
Why is everyone's imagination so stunted? Why is everyone's imagination so stunted as to think like we need to have more rigorous checks over this, and we need to make sure that like women, we need to limit what women can and can't do even further, rather than the opposite, where it's like the real Squad W 5-head take here is make it across the board as free as possible. Just like if men sexualize themselves, and they do, and I do it too. I'm a fucking thought, okay? Then women should be able to do it as well.
Hassan, that wasn't even a point. It was that if they're going to do these sort of things, they should at least have more well-defined rules.
I'm saying, I'm saying across the board, we should push for more freedom, and that's precisely what a lot of people are doing right now in this conversation.
You don't agree with
I'm curious about this. Hold on.
Stuff.
I'm curious about this. I have gotten up every day and shown my ass off, but I don't get reported at all for it. I don't understand.
It's because no one watches your intros. So that's why you have 3K.
No, hey, you know what, Wes? There were 14,000 people in the intro today. Okay.
Raj,
You
what? Bare ass on stream?
No, not my
Raj,
bare ass. Just my.
We talked about it. As long as you have a good ass, you don't get banned.
Oh.
I just reported Raj.
You made it.
Well, see, now maybe people are gonna report you, Raj. That's insane.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Especially saying
people are gonna report me for my butt just because I got a butt and I get up and I turn around. So I mean, I don't know. Are you kidding me? Don't you say I don't have an ass. I got a nice ass, okay? I got a nice fucking ass. Bella, you and me can pose, and we'll see. Well, I posed with, hold on, who did I pose with? Mia Malkova? Mia Malkova and I, we were very comparable.
Mia Malkova's ass is not physically possible, by the way. The physics of her anus do not follow the laws of gravity.
Jesus Christ, what do you mean? What?
I have studied Mia Malkova's ass as a friend.
It is the glute, sir, not the anus. Those are two different things.
Yeah, they're completely different things.
Both are
quickly to Hassan's point, though.
But can you say something about cooking?
Hold on. Bella and then Candy. Go ahead, Bella
I have
first.
something very important too.
And Cutie.
Hassan, because you were saying like how when QT was sort of listing like, you know, they should, because I agree with that actually, they should list, you know, you have to do these specific things, like if you're getting up, don't, you know, shake your tits around, like specifically listing things. I think they should do that, because them just saying sexually suggestive content and then banning random things that happen, we are like completely in the dark. We're clueless. So I think they should have more defined guidelines.
You're not in the dark. You just find the
Well, we are though, because they don't list exactly.
No, the only reason you're in dark is you're not smart enough to look at the pattern and see what people getting banned.
Okay, but do you? I
all the same kinds of
shit. Was she?
Banned, Wes.
It's all the same kinds of shit. What do you mean?
I know, but there's like actually loads of incidences that like it wasn't even sexual and they did get banned. So should this kind of stuff be maybe listed in TOS so it's clear to people?
This is another top. This is another conversation.
I think it's if they're gonna ban
okay, what you're referencing right now,
and put in exactly what people should and shouldn't do, and say, hey, if you go out to, you know, the pool or you go to the beach and you wear a bikini that's way too small, like that should be listed in TOS. That's not
okay. Let's hold on. We're gonna move on
because has literally done that, and a lot of people criticized it, and also it's very limiting to what women can and can't do. It's
the most annoying thing about this topic is that everyone wants to talk about the fucking exceptions, not the thousands of people who get banned for the same type of shit over and over. That if you paid attention to, you'd obviously understand what you can and can't do. Maybe not an absolute, but it's pretty fucking like generalized. It's
obviously, Wes, but it's still good to have details. Holy shit!
No, it's not because it's a
It's good to have details.
Oh, is it good to have details? What do you fucking mean?
It's an inexhaustible.
Oh my gosh.
You could never list all the possible things you can't do. That's such.
But you can list generalized bullet points to give people.
Okay, hold on. I said we're gonna go. Hold on. I said we're gonna go from Bella to Candyland to Cutie.
Yeah, Candy.
Candy, go ahead.
Candy?
Yes, I think that you can clearly tell if something is intentional, sexy. For example, I'm doing, when I'm doing my kitchen streams, like that's you can see my entire body, and I don't think many people are sexualizing it. Many people are just giving me compliments in chat and saying like I look good and stuff like that, and that's very sweet. But I don't feel like it's sexualized because I don't make it sexualized. But I think that if you bounce your titties or if you you do something like arch your back and stuff like that, it's very different. You can see if it's intentional or not.
Candy, can I ask you a question? Because I love watching your streams, by the way, but your cooking streams, as for viewership, are fucking insane compared to your normal average, right?
Yeah.
It's like 1,500 to 2,000 more than your average. But only doing these cooking streams, they see your entire body. What do you attribute that?
That's not why. Because I actually do something. It's very different. Just chatting is a good. I get good numbers on just chatting because I'm talking to people and it's good.
No, yeah, you get a fuck ton more when they see your full body, Candy.
Listen, it's because I actually do something. I get a lot of viewers just chatting too.
Because you're cooking.
No, yeah, because I'm actually doing something and talking. When I play games, I don't get a lot of viewers because then it's just one thing I just do something. But if I do, I actually do something and it's like a tight thumbnail because they wanna see that. But they stay because I actually do something. I think.
I'm sorry, I disagree. Because you were just chatting a lot. But your cooking just chatting streams skyrocket.
Yeah, it's different because I do something. I actually do something in those streams. I don't just
Candy, I want to say something. I'm a professionally trained pastry chef. I do a lot of baking streams. When I do those baking streams, I actually get less viewers, and I think it might be because we have some different assets. Do you not agree with that?
I had a lot of viewers on my cooking streams before I did my boob job too. It was always more people watching on the.
I still think we have different assets.
Hassan, are you there?
Different. Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but
it's not a bad thing, but you just have to admit sometimes.
Yeah, people.
Hassan couldn't stand that we're still on this topic, Raj.
No, he lost internet. He's peeing right now. He doesn't know why he's gone. I just texted him. Come knock again. I don't know. He's boomer. He's such a boomer. He doesn't know what's going on.
I'm a little jealous.
No.
I don't know. I think it's just I try to think good of people. I think they just want to watch.
Okay, well, it's time to. Cutie, did you want to say one more thing and we got to vote?
Yeah, I just wanted to defend my queen, Mia Malkova, and her way better. Raj.
Oh, her butt's way better than mine. Okay.
Not to perpetuate that narrative.
That'll be.
I'm knocking.
You knock again.
There we go. Sorry, I actually turned off my appearing when I got up because I don't want anyone to see my bus.
All right, okay. It's time to take a vote. Vote for who you want to keep, not kick. Keep, not kick.
Raj, I really want to talk about the fascist regime change in Bolivia.
Yes, we understand. We'll get to that. We'll get to that one time.
And kill 2 indigenous people.
Go ahead and vote for who you want to keep, not kick.
This topic.
I think the monogamy one.
2019.
I'm gonna be kicked out though before I can talk about it.
Keep, not kick. Keep, not kick. Chat, vote. Everybody vote for who you want to keep, not kick.
If I go, someone has to.
Somebody has to carry the torch.
Are we still doing the monogamy one, Raj?
Yes, we are doing the monogamy. Yes, we are. Don't worry, there's many.
Monogamy? Are we talking about monogamy?
There's stuff to be talked about because there's a lot of been a lot of polyamory and other things in the Twitch community recently. There's also, did you guys hear about T.I. revealed in his podcast?
Yeah, that was actually.
That was crazy. Holy shit.
That was actually insane.
Wait, we're talking about the daughter hymen thing?
Yeah, like fucking T.I. has power of attorney over his 18-year-old daughter to get her hymen checked.
Disgusting.
Oh my god,
I don't want to talk about that again.
I thought it was a bad April
It makes me
Fool's
sick to even think about.
It's actually gross.
Jesus
Wait, what does
Christ.
that mean? He takes her to a gynecologist to get her hymen?
Are you sure T.I.'s not from Alabama? Man, that's some Alabama shit right there.
I came from a very, very religious family, and I don't hold anything my dad, but like I did have a chastity ring, and like I would get a lot of pressure to like I couldn't wear it if I lost my virginity.
Wait, you had a chastity ring? Really interesting.
Like just
Yeah,
like a ring
in high school.
Can
like
you
a ring.
explain-
Your hymen
That's right.
inspected.
Wait, the chastity ring is whenever you promise not to have sex until you're married. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what the Jonas Brothers had, remember?
yeah. I was just
So,
trying
like-
to
Really?
fit into Joe Bros. I was trying to be like, you know,
I
I don't
know.
know. It was in a South Park
Trying to be
Is
episode.
this,
assistant.
wait, but
Yeah,
cutie,
assistant.
is this founded under like some kind of religious thing, or like?
Yeah. So I
She
grew
said she
up.
grew up really
I grew up
religious.
Mormon.
Oh, really?
Oh.
You were Mormon,
Oh
Cutie?
yeah, I forgot.
Holy
I
shit.
want to talk to Cutie Cinderella about Mormon stuff.
Damn, I didn't know she was
Actually,
Mormon.
Look, fuck the Raj. Let's get the Mormon
Damn.
podcast. I want to hear all
Oh,
about
no,
this
I
stuff.
read
Dude,
some-
Mormons
read
are
some-
so horny.
No,
It's
so hold on. So
awesome.
I read some things about like what the
Oh
Mormon
my
Church
God.
believes about homosexuality, and
Yeah.
what they believe about homosexuality, according to something that I read on some like what Mormons believe or something on YouTube, is that they believe that if you are gay, that you should be number one either celibate or marry a woman anyway, and that's like
By
what
the
they
way,
believe.
that's literally what Ben Shapiro thinks you should do and has advocated on the Joe Rogan podcast for.
You also, for a while there, if you had a child that you wanted to raise in the church, you couldn't baptize them if they had gay parents.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh,
that's
really?
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you
the
believe
Mormon,
all those
the
things,
Mormon
or is it
religion
just-
has been retconned
No,
so many
no.
times? It's fucking awesome. I think what is it, 1987 or no, 1978.
Vote,
was
Chad,
when,
vote.
when they decided that black people are no longer
Vote, Chad, vote.
Yeah,
no
that they can
longer
have a
like
free
the
will.
enemy.
Vote,
Or
whoever
no
you
longer
want to
the
keep,
devil?
not kick. Keep,
Yeah.
not kick. It's
Oh, there's
important.
so much
You
cool
vote, vote,
shit.
vote.
There's so much cool shit in like the OG
Vote,
Mormon.
vote. Currently,
OG
Lecture Fan
Mormon
and Primrose in the
like
bottom
lore
two.
is
Vote.
fucking awesome, dude. I love it.
No, it's crazy. Like it's definitely a cult, and you don't realize until you're out of it that you're like, oh shit.
I guess the same could be said
So
about a lot of
this
organized
video I was watching, Hassan, this girl that was doing it, what Mormons believe, her brother was gay, and he came on the YouTube video and talked about how he was making a decision to be celibate or whatever for the rest of his life. And I did some research. This video was from a few years ago, and it's very nice to see now he has abandoned that, and I think probably left the church because now he's married to a man and retweeting a lot of like erotic gay porn on his Twitter. Well, maybe not porn, but like just
man.
erotic
If
gay
you
stuff,
if you
which is
repress your
great.
sexuality
I'm
for
very
that,
happy for him. I'm happy that he didn't have to live that he didn't feel like he had to live an entirely celibate life. So, and I'm anyway. Okay, the vote is in and it's finalized. Okay, the vote is finalized, and Hassan, you have won the round, but I believe you also won the last round.
Da-da-da.
You won the last round. So, Cutie
Yeah,
Cinderella,
Cinderella thing.
you must choose who you're going to eliminate from the show. Cutie
Dang,
Cinderella
gay,
being in
find out
second
why.
place. You must choose between Primrose and Lecture Fan, who you're going to eliminate from the podcast.
You know what?
Do you want them to talk for themselves?
Mm-mm.
I think going forward, I'm gonna make more arguments from the conservative side. It sucks that conservatives don't can't show like a good side here. They don't have a good showing ever.
Excuse me, Hassan. This is my choice.
Sorry.
Is Primrose and Hassan in the same politics group?
No.
Yeah.
They're not?
Yeah, we are.
No. Yeah. Pull out your Trump hat. There we go.
Hey Hassan,
Yeah,
you
we
said
are.
that conservatives don't have a good showing,
Oh no, take that off.
but Destiny does a pretty good job usually.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Okay. Can I do this?
Yes.
Just kidding,
Are we
everyone.
ready?
Just so
Okay.
I'm clear.
Rem, please be quiet.
What?
I'm ready. I think that the Raj show is the pinnacle of. I believe that you should never troll on the Raj show. I also believe that if you do not have a firm understanding of politics and current events, that you should also not be on the Raj show. It would be delusional of you to even attempt to show up. So Primrose, I just don't think you've been taking this seriously, and it's offending me deeply. And so I think it's time for you to go.
Damn. Wow.
I
That
mean,
was.
hey, I'm not gonna cry about it, but that's okay.
If you cry, you might get some subs and donos. So I do recommend it. Try
Okay.
it.
No, I'm sorry.
I offer a service.
Damn.
if you
She
want.
said Squad W destroy her ego.
I'm sorry.
Only $20, Primrose.
Okay, thank you very much, Primrose. Unfortunately, you've been
you.
eliminated from the show. Please go ahead and shout yourself out.
Twitch.tv/Primrose with a Z in the rose. Bye, guys.
Bye, Primrose.
Was it
Thank you.
worth it?
All right, give it up for yourselves. You made it this far. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. We have
Finally.
we have another topic. Ooh, PayPal, okay? PayPal has stopped.
Oh shit.
PayPal has stopped processing 100,000 adult models on a popular adult video streaming service called Pornhub. This is especially painful for Russian and Latin American models where alternative payment processors aren't easily accessible. So the question I present to the panel, I don't know if anybody's going to disagree with this. This is why I'm covering it right now. Should a payment processor deny? Do you agree with PayPal's decision to deny the service to legal sex workers?
I have to ask
legal sex workers. Did you say legal sex workers?
Why was it done? We need the content.
Yeah.
What provoked PayPal?
It's a mystery. It's still a mystery. Like what PayPal said.
It's probably
PayPal said that
Pornhub was
was like doing. They said Pornhub was doing transactions which weren't approved or something, but they actually didn't explain what that actually meant. So actually, there's articles explaining that it's actually a mystery what PayPal's real reasoning is behind it.
I got super
It's
worried
not-
they
it's
would
not
do it
just-
for Twitch.
So I have some
Okay.
speculation here. Okay, can I go in with my five head take here?
Yep.
Go
So
on.
based on what you told me so far, lecture, I would suspect that perhaps maybe the if there's no competition in Russia and Latin America hypothetically for these models here, then what's stopping me as a parent owner of PayPal to be like, okay, well, we're going to remove PayPal, create a new arbitrary rule where the legal sex workers can't utilize it. We'll make a new sister service that has worse terms in favor of us, even more than the workers are going to utilize it, and come out with like PayPal Adult, which is completely in our favor. They got to suck it up, deal with it, and get the fuck over it and move on. I don't know if that is what actually could happen, but if I was them, this is probably what I'd do if I was an evil corporatist person.
I think the
can a
real
corporation be evil?
Listen,
Yeah.
corporations are all.
That's a nice dog, Rem.
Anyway,
Okay,
let's
so
continue.
here's the
Hassan, go
thing.
ahead.
The
Thanks. You
reason
see how
why
I
I
did it
speculate.
after the vote happened.
Rem. Hassan,
The
go
reason
ahead.
why I speculate why this is currently happening is because PayPal is still an American company at the end of the day, and that FOSTA, Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, came into law last year, which essentially further criminalizes sex work across the board. And a lot of times these companies will abide by like American legislation if it suits them, and so they probably decided that it's better off to just yeet all the sex workers off their platform because they don't care.
Well,
It
why
makes
would
sense
they
though.
care?
That makes sense.
Wouldn't they care?
Why can't they do
It's a-
that? They
it's
can't
a
do
big
that.
source
They
of
want
revenue
to.
for them,
Yeah,
right?
the only reason they would not care is if it's a situation like Trihex is talking about, where they can find a way to make more money off of it. Because a corporation, their only thing they want to do is make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
So why would you forfeit all these earnings?
100%. They would fight for that.
Do you think that it had anything to do with like just like the maybe PayPal doesn't like maybe consider sex work as a real job?
Definitely
No.
not. Because PayPal's a
Is that
leftist.
option?
I feel
PayPal's a
like this is-
leftist. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. It's all you. You go.
Yeah,
Well, I
go
was
ahead,
going to say,
Lecture Fan.
PayPal's the same company that banned Alex Jones, so this is a leftist SJW
yeah.
company. It's almost certainly not.
So is
because
Yeah, no. You're right, dude. You're right. Any corporation that makes over $1 billion is actually socialist and leftist because they banned Alex Jones for promoting conspiracy theories. Like, get the fuck out of here,
Exactly.
dude. Come on.
It doesn't
Are you-
really
are you-
matter.
Who are you appealing
A
to with this
corporation
rhetoric?
will only
Like,
make a moral stance if,
look,
if they feel
like
it's
I want
so-
to make conservatives better so it's more entertaining. Don't fucking drop PayPal as leftist. Like literally, that's like saying Amazon is leftist, bro. What are you insane?
PayPal totally caves into all of the SJW pressure. That's why they banned Alex Jones. That's a fact.
Okay,
It's
lecture
not
fan, where does the
SJW
pressure?
But hold on,
Yeah.
it had nothing to
Sex
do with the
work things,
potential
what?
damaging of their brand association lecture.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Well, that's what they would argue, but they've also banned a lot of other right-leaning people.
Do you think just out of curiosity? Do you,
Yeah, can you name them? Can you name some of them and then also mention why they got banned though? Aside from saying it was just SJW's malding or whatever.
Alex Jones is the only one that I know that they've banned, which is a complete bullshit.
Why
that they
did you
that.
just
And
you
so-
literally
to
just
say-
said among other people who got banned? So did you just lie?
No, I know that they've banned other people. I can't name them other than Alex Jones. The point is that PayPal is not some conservative organization that hates sex workers. I'm actually agreeing with Hassan. The better explanation is probably that there was a law passed that
There was
made
FOSTA.
what they were doing actually illegal, and that's why they did it. This is certainly not some move by PayPal
No,
against sex
because a
workers
corporation
or
is
Pornhub.
never going to make a move that's going to gouge their fucking profits unless it's like example Chick-fil-A where it's so core
I was
within their
gonna bring
beliefs
up
or it's a
Chick-fil-A.
legal option. And the funny thing of Chick-fil-A is taking that stance gave them the option for people to side with them. But here, no one's going to side with them. They're not going to make more money. People aren't going to start using
No,
PayPal.
there's people that would side with them.
Hold on. People aren't going to start using PayPal opposed to what competitor? senator just because they made the stance against sex workers. So they did not make some moral or fucking political stance here. It had to be either there was another way to make more money off of it, or it was a legality issue.
If it was a moral stance, would that be wrong?
Yeah, because you're
in your opinion.
You're hurting.
And I'm asking. It's a question. It's not my opinion. It's a question, by the way.
Is it immoral to deny wages earned from legal sex workers?
Yeah. The question.
Yes.
Does everyone here agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you not agree with it, Wes?
Wes,
Wes.
This is a funny question.
I didn't even comment to the original
Am I
discussion.
not allowed to ask a question?
You
Jesus,
are.
Wes.
You
Holy
are.
crap.
You're just
Should
like
we
that girl in the
legalize
back
sex
who didn't
work?
listen to the whole conversation. Is
But
like,
We should
what
just
chapter are we on?
decriminalize. We should
I
decriminalize
agree.
sex work.
I agree.
Don't you think though that because PayPal is a private company that they should, work with whoever the fuck they want to work with?
This
At the
goes
same
back.
time?
This goes back to like the cake argument, doesn't
yeah,
it? Like
the
we
bakery
deny
and the
gay
cake
people
and the-
cakes because we're a private organization.
But do you guys agree with that?
No.
Like they can do whatever the hell they want because they're a private organization.
No.
So
No.
hold on. So
No.
you guys
No.
don't agree. Lecture fan, do you agree with that? Because they're a private organization, they can make the decisions they want.
Well, they can do anything they want as long as it's not a prohibited reason. So they can't obviously discriminate based on race or sex or anything like that. But this, like being a prostitute or a Pornhub user, is not a protected class, so they have no protections under the law from discrimination.
I agree. But
agree.
don't-
So
as a corporation, you don't have any right to make these sorts of political, moral statements or judgments at all. So the only thing you should do as a corporation is maximize profits.
well, that's
Wait, are
not
you
how
saying
all
that they-
corporations
what?
work, though.
Why?
I don't understand because that's
Because
not how
that
all
is the
corporations
definition-
work.
That is
That's
how
the whole point of a
all
corporation.
corporations work.
Well, yeah, obviously they
Nothing
want
else
the
matters.
money and
Money,
everything
money,
in
money.
it. But if you're a small business that's run by, let's say, like a Christian family or something, and you don't want to provide your services to a sex worker, should that company have to? I don't think
Bella,
they
but
should.
see, that's a different. A small company isn't publicly traded. They don't have an obligation to their shareholders, right? Their dollar
I'm
has to stay where it
confused.
is or increase. But with a
Okay.
small family, you can make these stances, right?
Damn,
Because
what?
they're not
Wait, are we
respons-
saying that corporations
it.
should always seek to maximize
I get you. I
profit?
get you, Wes. Sorry, Rem?
Are we saying that corporations should always seek to maximize profit?
Yes.
No,
Like you're saying that's a
shouldn't do
moral
that.
ought?
No, it's the moralities. They're not
Well-
moral agents at all.
Let me
We
You
can
can't
argue
attach
that
value
they're
to
not,
corporations.
but
The only way that there's not even shouldn't that they can't do things is based of what is illegal. But
No,
other
no,
than that,
okay, no,
maximize
but I
profits
It's
100%.
so dumb. I hate the world. Why do everybody just want money? I think that we
I agree.
It's called Adam Smith, the free hand
I
of the market.
fucking love Candyland, dude.
Oh, I bet you.
Stupid
Yeah.
assholes.
I,
I don't know. I want money to survive, but like some people
I-
want money to hoard, and I think that's the problem.
I think
They're
that's a
just
problem
pissed
too.
because they're poor.
if I can here, I feel like maybe I'm wrong here on this one, but kind of the categorization of where PayPal is as a company, I don't know if they're like wide dominance, but couldn't they be? I think it'd be fair to interpret them possibly as like one of those that are too big to fail. Like,
Oh yeah,
Facebook,
they're a monopoly.
like,
Totally.
yeah,
right?
they're huge, right?
Yeah,
But obviously, whenever you're this powerful in the market, it's not really like, I don't think the principles of a free market are really going to apply here when you're this colossal, because what small business is going to come in and give any meaningful competition, to give any kind of meaningful influence to PayPal to be anywhere near more pro-consumer than they currently are right
And
now?
that's why they don't give a
That's
fuck.
true.
I mean, it is happening, like Apple Pay, Chase Pay, all of those things, Facebook, Google, they're all trying to get into the payment processing space.
Trying to get in there,
Trying,
but aren't
yeah.
yet, right?
Yeah,
I'd
but
be-
they aren't doing it in nearly the same way that PayPal
For,
has been able to.
to
Are
hold
they
on, to go back to
meaningful
what Wes said earlier was just wrong. It doesn't actually matter whether you're publicly traded or not. You still have shareholders and you still have obligations to your shareholders. And actually,
No, if you
as
have
an
shareholders,
officer,
yes,
as
that
a-
was
as
my
a-
point.
as an officer and a director of a corporation, you, regardless of the size, regardless of whether it's public traded, you have fiduciary duties to the shareholders to
Yeah.
maximize profits.
Okay, sorry,
by
but
law.
maybe if
The
I didn't say
fiduciary
public-
responsibilities, the fiduciary responsibility to maximize profit or maximize shareholder value is actually inherently immoral, or at least
Exactly.
leads to very immoral
That's
outcomes.
what I was asking. That's what I was asking. I was asking
Yeah.
why we were all suddenly under the
It's
agreement.
at the heart of
that
It's not
literally at the heart
inherently
of like
moral, sure.
the
I can see
leftist
it comes
argument.
I can see it comes to immoral outcomes, but I don't think you can call
Right.
it inherently immoral.
No,
like,
it
there's
is moral.
Something
It's-
immoral with what these corporations are doing.
Think
It's the
about it, like-
definition and the whole sole purpose of a corporation is to maximize profits.
Exactly,
Which is
and it makes
precisely why
perfect sense
corporations
because
oftentimes, for example, dump toxic pollutants into lakes and destroy natural resources in an
they have some
environment
shitty
and
outcomes.
engage in basic
specifically
slavery
in
in overseas
underdeveloped
countries.
areas because
And
they can
Hassan,
get
that's
away
why
with it.
government
That
makes
is
that's not in
immoral.
their best interest, though.
Hold on,
That could
Hassan.
easily be
It
considered
is in
a
their best
violation
interest,
of
and
their
they do it all the
fiduciary
time,
duties.
Lecter fan. That's
And more
precisely why they do
importantly,
it.
this makes perfect sense because the shareholders are the owners, and the owners are hiring directors and officers to run and manage the company. And so, if you're an owner of something and you're hiring somebody else to take care of it, of course they should do what's in your best interest.
Mm-hmm.
Let me come in real quick, okay? So far we're only arguing over the policy, not the execution here. From the way that Raj stated it, like over 100,000 transactions or dollars were withheld. Is there implication there that this was already done? Like sex workers already did their work
No, it
and
says
were pending getting
no,
paid,
hold
or
on.
like
PayPal. It says stop processing payouts. I don't know if anything was withheld, but the verbiage I used was that they stopped processing.
This is not just PayPal, you guys. Sex workers have been getting pushed off. Sex workers have been getting pushed off of every single payment processor. Okay, every single one. They're clamping down on Snapchat, GoFundMe, everywhere. Like they are. If you're a sex worker and you're on a payment processor
Why is that the
website,
case?
because these are American corporations for the most part. And and last year we passed a huge anti-sex work law under the pretense that we were trying to stop sex trafficking. As normally this is the common thing. They passed this law called FOSTA, and that's why it's now illegal to support
Hassan,
or
can you summarize
fund
FOSTA
sex
for
work.
people who don't know?
The reason is because all the evidence shows that when countries and places legalize sex work, that actually increases sex trafficking and sex slavery. And so
What about
that's
in the
why
Netherlands?
it's
What about in
illegal.
the Netherlands?
It's look at all of the academic
Yeah,
studies.
yeah.
They
Can
all
you
show
send me
an
something?
increase. Go on Google Scholar and type it in for 2 seconds for
And
yourself.
it's true. Hold on.
All of
It
the
is
academic
true.
studies show
wait.
that increased sex
Sorry.
trafficking and increased sex
Okay. Hold on. So I agree. I actually agree that legalization of sex work
Legalization's a problem. Yeah.
will lead to increased sex trafficking. However, decriminalization does not.
Exactly. Which is why every sex worker.
If you look at the human rights organizations who are talking to sex workers and the people who work with sex workers, if you want to fight this, if you want to be there for sex workers' rights and against sex trafficking, you need to be for decriminalization, not legalization.
I have a question.
Decriminalization.
And that does every sex worker will tell you this. Literally, every sex worker or every advocate will tell you this.
This applies to drugs as well, does it not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we should decriminalize drugs.
So you guys,
libertarian
the only reason you say decriminalization is because there haven't been as many places that have tried that. Like there have been places that have legalized it, and the evidence is undisputed that when you legalize it, it increases sex trafficking. So let's not do that. Let's just do this half step. You're gonna get half the increase.
Do you
understand
why it's a problem? Of
course I know the theory.
You're
a lawyer.
Versus criminalizing the person who is buying it. Like that is what I looked into, and it is a huge problem because it puts sex workers in more danger. And then on top of that, like people can't. So okay, if you legalize sex work, but then criminalize, this is the case I looked into, criminalize people who seek sex work, then you put sex workers at danger because they're trying to protect the people that are buying, so they're going into dangerous situations. And then on top of that, the people who are buying can't report if they think someone's being trafficked because they see like they're gonna get in trouble for seeking sex work. So that's a problem. Decriminalization, howeher.
Yeah, I can't understand, like as a lawyer yourself, that you can't see how there's a huge fundamental difference legislatively and in terms of execution between decriminalization and legalization, and the way that
I never said there's not a difference. Of course, there's a difference. I'm saying that the ultimate effect of it is going to be the same.
But it's not. We know that's not true. There are tons of cases across the world where the outcomes are just simply not at all the same.
Okay,
like, look at Portugal.
What jurisdiction has criminalized it but not legalized it?
Criminalized.
That's right.
Drug use or sex work.
Criminalized but not legalized.
The instances of where it's happened, it's been legalized, not just decriminalized. And so that's why you're switching your strategy.
That's not true. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Okay, cite a jurisdiction where it's been decriminalized but not legalized, as you guys are proposing.
I'm fairly certain some Nordic countries have it decriminalized and not legalized. Wait, hold on. I'll give you exactly.
Are we talking about sex work or are we talking about drug?
Yeah, because I think Portugal comes to mind.
Drugs
right?
has decriminalized And they have one of the lowest drug usages.
Yeah,
And then not only that, but
we talk.
when it's like you have
you
to
were the one
have
who brought up
something that
drugs.
you've already tried
have
it to
drugs.
say it's
No, someone did.
able to be tried. Like
No.
you have to listen to people, hear what they are saying, what will help, and maybe try it, right? We've already tried these variations of legalization. If that's not working and decriminalizing isn't working, what do? We keep trying to have a better system. Like you don't have to have somewhere where you've already tried it and it works. So boom, like someone has to fucking try it, right?
In Norway, it is legal. In Norway, it is
legal, but
legal,
I think we
but
should
you
test
can't
all of this stuff on a state
to
that
sell
we
but not
don't care
buy.
about, like Las
There you
Vegas.
go.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Okay.
Look, lecture fan asked for an instance, and I was just giving.
Okay,
it.
let's wrap it up. Okay, let's wrap it up. Anybody want to close?
Yes, I can say something. I don't know really what they're talking about, but Sweden is doing everything correct. I think it's illegal to sell sex because you don't know, like you don't know if they're forced or not, but it's illegal to buy it. And
It's partial. Sweden. What Sweden has done is partial decriminalization.
Yeah,
but
That's what I was referencing
perfect.
with.
Sweden is so good.
Okay, it's time to
for sex workers.
it's time to vote. Vote for who you want to keep, not kick.
Raj, are you?
We don't know the exact reason why.
Keep, not kick. I don't know if we'll cover Bolivia.
Why will we not cover? Like 2 people were just shot today.
Do we want to cover Bolivia?
Why do we not want to cover Bolivia? Literally a fascist
same.
coup, essentially backed probably, almost certainly by the CIA.
We could cover Bolivia, but lecture is here. We could cover some school shootings that happened this week.
No, you shouldn't cover that because then
I like
the
the concept of monogamy. I think that's a really good one.
Well, I think we're gonna jump to monogamy here in a second.
Do we have any poly people here?
Well,
No.
vote for
No.
Chad. Vote for who you want to keep, not kick.
I have some thoughts on that.
I just want to say something to the cast, okay? I don't know how
Keep, not
smart the
kick.
chat is. I don't know if the chat is much smarter than me because, and also it's from all around the world. It's really hard to understand when you're talking with the so adult words.
Yeah.
Use kid words.
Keep, not kick.
I want people to know about the crisis right now in Bolivia and what.
If you want people to understand your opinion, you should talk so an entire crowd understands you. Just a pro tip for politicians and stuff like
Okay,
that.
I agree. I mean, I agree. Kate,
Thanks.
But I don't think we were really talking in like 5
Vote
minutes.
for who you want to keep, not kick,
okay.
chat. Keep, not kick.
And
Your
we
vote
did have,
matters.
like a lengthy conversation on using academic language and being more accessible.
Yes.
Rem and I both agreed that that is something we're working on, and I literally said like I'm going to be talking to Rem tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out.
About having better language?
I have
or
Yes.
easier language?
Yeah,
Speaking
or
better English.
Being more accessible.
yeah.
What, Trihex?
Oh, well, concerning my last point here on the whole decriminalization of sex workers and all that, we never actually got to the point here, which, because I think Lecture was kind of bringing
Chat,
up here
vote.
that...
Vote. Currently,
the-
there's
what
a
was
lot
he
of you
said,
that
sexual
haven't voted.
kidnappings and sexual
Hassan's
trafficking will
winning.
go up as
Wes and Bella in the
as
bottom
sex work is
two.
further legalized, correct?
Candy at the middle of the
But at
pack.
the same time here, isn't there at
Vote,
least some
vote,
validity
vote.
to a counterpoint that
Your vote will
sexual
count.
assault
It will
would
matter.
go down because
Voter turnout for this poll
more
is
people,
low.
more would-be rapists would have the proper outlet to be able to do a financial transaction and be able to like not fall into an incel path or any kind of like victimhood of lack of sexual outlet.
Well, the problem is that okay, say one country legalizes it, decriminalizes it, in any way normalizes sex work. Now there's a place where you can actually traffic women and children, and once you get them to that place, now it's all of a sudden legalized. It's
Lecture, like there have been.
decriminalized, it's
No,
normalized.
but
And
not
then
legal.
in
this
that
is fundamentally
instance,
wrong.
that's how it works.
No, it's
No.
not. There are
It
literally
creates a
studies
target.
that show you are
No, it's a target.
wrong on
Literally
this.
never make this argument about anything else as he
It's so
proclaims to be a
ridiculous.
libertarian,
You
and
come
this
on
is why
here and
all
just
libertarians are fundamentally
parrot
frauds,
absolute
dude.
Bullshit.
I'm a conservative.
Yeah, you're,
You
and
have a
so that
fucking
means that you're
gas
just gonna
flag behind
parrot
you.
bullshit because you're conservative. Why don't you
No.
actually seek after the truth?
Why don't you explain logically how it doesn't make sense that when you create an island of legality for prostitution, that doesn't create a giant
Why doesn't it
magnet
happen for
all
anything
of the
else?
sex
What are you talking about?
traffickers to traffic to that one area? Because
Because
once they
there's
traffic there-
because
now
once
if
they-
what you're saying was correct, if what you're saying was correct, then
they take away their
criminalization would stop
passport.
it. If what you're saying is correct, then criminalization should also factor into stopping sex work. And yet, in places where sex work is criminalized heavily, there is still a tremendous amount of sex work. Okay, like America contributes to
Just
sex
like-
work.
Just like places where murder is illegal, there's still murder.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
Wait, what
That's
do you
an
mean?
amazing
Exactly.
argument.
Sex work is legal.
Totally.
Kidnapping people and forcing them into sex work is illegal. You understand that, right?
Of course.
And cracking down on sex work in this way, cracking down on like morally morally acceptable forms of sex work in this way, while you're claiming to stop sex trafficking, is actually counterproductive and only serves to further marginalize sex workers all around the world. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do the intended effect that it claims to do. It doesn't stop sex trafficking. It just fucking hurts sex workers. That's it.
Part of FOSTA was
Wait, why'd you just quietly say wrong?
Because the evidence
Why'd you quietly
shows
say
that
wrong when literally every fucking piece of evidence on this is on my side, from the Human Rights Watch.
Dude, there was like a Harvard study.
No,
the Harvard. Oh my God.
There's study after study after study that shows when you normalize prostitution, it creates a gigantic
normalize prostitution. What are the words you're using? Wait, hold on. I don't know if you're like substituting your word usage on purpose or if you're unfamiliar with the data out there, but I just want to make sure that we're clear on this. Are you talking about normalization? Are you talking about decriminalization? Are you talking about criminalization? Are you talking about legalization? These are all completely different terms that you're using right now. What I'm telling you,
the reason I'm using that term is because most of the instances out there that the studies have been done on have been from legalization, which is showing
I
an
would love
increase
to
in
see
sex
these studies,
trafficking.
because every single thing I look at, every single thing that I have looked at up to this point, from
Literally
the Human Rights Watch to every single advocacy group that works with sex workers. What?
But the point is that
I mean, there's a I'm looking at a journal of ethics right now that's talking about decreasing human trafficking through sex work decriminalization. Like, there are studies that also are like, I actually have studies that I can send you, and I can give you the overwhelming amount of data available about from the Human Rights Watch and every other advocacy group that has
we can actually send you
workers.
studies. You can't provide us anything.
Yeah, you're just saying like there are studies out there.
I've
literally send me some studies. I would love to look at them. And
okay,
then
then over send us stuff.
I've done entire streams on
then send
legalizing
us
prostitution where I've read multiple studies.
Well, send them.
Studies.
Can you not send them?
Yes, I can. They all show the exact same thing, which is legalizing prostitution shows a direct increase in sex trafficking and sex slavery. Period.
Okay. I would like everyone to write a 4-page essay on it with complete bibliography.
No, I just want to see the studies that you're talking about. I'm not going to go and like watch your fucking 4-hour streams, homie. I got studies in front of me right now.
Well, please link your
Well,
bibliography.
what are the studies? What do the studies yield? What do they show?
Amnesty International. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're chill. You go.
Okay. According to the Human Rights Watch, decriminalization of sex trafficking decriminalization of sex work is actually better off than criminalizing sex work, because it doesn't have any sort of harmful effects on it doesn't have any sort of contributing effects to sex trafficking trafficking in general, and it only further allows sex workers to have legal tools for themselves to be able to advocate for their best interest in situations where they would normally be harmed just by doing their job.
But for
Sweden is a good
Lecter
example of this as well.
There's something really fucking special about sex work and not anything else where there have been similar effects from decriminalization that just you make any sort of normalization at all of sex work. Oh, that's just going to completely drive up the illegal market. It's just completely ridiculous.
Lecture fan, try to respond.
That are parallel, that you don't see this type of increase in illegal trafficking.
You guys still have yet to respond to my logical argument, which suggests that when you make prostitution decriminalized, legalized, normalized, however you want to call it, that creates a gigantic magnet for all of the sex traffickers worldwide to send explain why that
because he literally just cited to you. He literally just cited to you like studies that show that correlation that you're
explain logically why it doesn't work then.
Wait, sorry.
If there's evidence as to why it hasn't worked, then I would like to see your evidence as to why it has actually worked in the way that you claim it does. And then on top of that, what's more interesting to me is, like I said, again, this is a very conservative. I'm talking about this from almost like a extremely conservative point of view, not a social conservative point of view, but like fiscally conservative point of view, where I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, because you would never make this argument about drugs, I don't think, right? Would you make this argument about drugs? Like legalization of drugs have become like a hotbed for narcotics in a specific area.
Yeah,
would you say that? Would you say that about drugs?
Well, if you legalize the consumption of drugs in one state and it was still illegal elsewhere, there certainly would be drug dealers that
but
wanted
that's not
to
what
bring
we're
drugs
talking
to
about,
your
right?
legal
That's not what we're talking about.
Why you
Of course, that's not what
legalization
we're
in
talking
general.
about. You just
Then why bring it up?
Hold on.
Hypothetical.
No. Don't say
That feels
one
like
state.
quite the
I'm saying
pivot.
decriminalization is a concept. Are we talking about the like decriminalization as a concept is successful? You understand that, right? Like you get that because that's demonstrably true when in the case of Portugal
Right, I'm
and
gonna
in
go
many other
pee.
cases when it comes to
I'm
drug
gonna
use.
cut-
Can
yeah,
I go
cut
pee
someone.
too?
Did we
Yes,
study
you can
the
go.
studies to
Brain.
find
Thank
out
you
if
so
sex
much.
work is
I'll
good
be
or
right
bad?
back. I
Yeah,
got
so
Pepe.
yeah, so
Pepe in the toilet.
World Development
Make
Journal,
sure to turn your
volume
camera off.
41, page
What?
67.
Okay, that's it. We're getting
They
sources.
found that on average, countries where prostitution is legal experience larger reported human trafficking inflows.
Isn't it
Wow.
decriminalized?
We were talking about
Listen,
decriminalization. Crazy.
No,
Lecture
listen
fan.
now. No, listen
Okay,
now.
so as long as so you guys are opposed to legalizing it, right? You guys are.
I
opposed
have
to
said that
legalizing
I have said
Sex
that
workers
I
are
want
opposed
to
decriminalization.
legalization.
All right. Okay. Hey, we got to wrap it up. So find a way to wrap it up, and we're gonna move on.
Love this.
Yeah, can I wrap it up? Can I wrap it up?
I want to talk about fucking multiple people at
Lecter
once.
fan, you have used the same argument for 10 minutes, no, for 20 minutes, probably 30 minutes, said the same thing over and over, and people are just trying to, I don't know, this
It's
is
time
so
to the
pointless.
vote. The
Let's
vote
move
has
on.
been vote has been published. The vote is in. The winner of the round is Hassan. The bottom two, Rem the Bath Boy and Eva Unalove. One of you
When
is
the
going.
fuck did we vote? I don't even understand.
We voted a while ago. I just
Okay, well,
people
look,
kept
look,
talking.
look. I'm going to sacrifice myself because the next topic is no, because it's polyamory, and you know a fuck ton more about that. And look, it's clear to me we're not going to talk about Bolivia, so you know what? My purpose here, no, I just want people to know that there's a fascist regime change going on right now in Bolivia. The leader is a complete fascist who oh, fuck you. Okay, now I don't want to go because I want to fucking fight Lecture Fan on.
Wait, what did Lecture Fan say? I want him to enlighten us about
Hold on, guys. We got to get to Hassan. We got to get to the vote.
Let's talk about Bolivia, Lecture Fan. Let's go.
Oh my God, Hassan and
Lecture Fan thinks it's freedom. Lecture Fan thinks it's freedom when the police state takes over and implements one of the least popular politicians as the fucking ruler of a country with a 65% indigenous population that just literally ousted the indigenous leader that was very popular, much more popular than the fucking president, who has said we need to restore order to white Bolivia, basically. Thank God Lecture Fan is here to fucking promote freedom with
guys,
this goddamn
hold on. Hassan,
sucks off the police
Hassan,
state.
it's time to make a decision. Time to make a decision between Eva Unalove and
my
Rem.
turn to kick someone? What the fuck? Who am I kicking?
Kick one of us.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention at all. I was just
Rem or Eva.
Rem or Eva? Rem made his case
fuck.
that he's not as. Eva, go ahead and make your case.
I'd like to talk about polyamory, but I've been wearing my binder for a while. Do what you feel good doing, Hassan, and
I don't feel
think
good
we
doing
both
either. I like both. I like both of you guys, so I don't feel good about this
The
decision
girl
at
that
all.
was dancing just got unbanned. I wonder if she can come on the show.
Oh, yeah,
know where she's at,
nice.
but
You think she'd talk or do a dance?
I don't know. Anyway,
They
I
want-
wonder. Maybe she can provide us with some clarification.
With Rem, I've been on all the way up to the top before. Like we've had, and Rem is on a good streak currently. Like he's being nice to everybody. But I've never been on with Eva, and I want to hear her. I want to hear their
And
take.
I think
their
that
take on stuff.
Look, I said my piece about Bolivia, and if you want to learn more, do some fucking research so that we're aware of this and we can go out and actually protest.
Where can we do the research, Rem?
Thank you, Rem.
You and Hassan are just mad because it's a classic socialist leftist story of.
Oh fuck! Oh god! Now
I think Evo Morales has. I think Evo Morales has fucked up in many different ways.
You better do me proud.
Yeah, I think Evo Morales is fucked up in many different ways. There are indigenous groups in Bolivia that are also critical of Evo Morales, and some of the ways that he's dealt with natural resources in the region, specifically lithium, that was a big point of contention. However, they still, as evidenced by the massive uprising of people, an armed uprising of people as a consequence of the military state completely taking over, are realizing very quickly that he is still the better choice out of all of the other options that are out there, considering that the other options are literally like Christian fascists. But that's probably why you like them, isn't it?
Okay, let
me.
No,
Okay,
that's not true.
Hassan, we got it. We're gonna.
That would require you. That would require you to do actual research. You just fucking take whatever fucking mainstream media feeds you, and you just regurgitate that liberal shit over and over again.
Hold on, hey, Rem has been eliminated from the show. Rem, go ahead and shout out your channel.
Okay.
Rem
So
was eliminated?
look, tomorrow.
We don't need to talk about this.
Tomorrow, okay, at 1:00 p.m. Eastern, my dad and I are doing our second episode of Boomer and Zoomer. Okay, it's gonna be a real lot of fun. It's gonna be cool as hell. Everyone should try it out. And then following right after that, I'm gonna host Eva because I'm going on their channel, and we're gonna talk about reformed Rem, baby. It's gonna be so sick.
Is that ever been done before?
I'm to be proud.
I have a question.
That's a great fucking idea. I should find a bunch of old white men, like from like that are old, and then put them against a bunch of Zoomers, huh?
Dude, that'd be lit.
Hold on, it's not your idea, Rem. I'd be doing it in a group setting. It'd be different. It'd be a battle, and people would be voting.
Okay, I'm going now. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye, Rem. Take care. Bye, Rem.
Dude, Boomer versus Zoomer, fuck yeah, dude.
It's a great fucking Royale idea. I just stole it. I just stole
ratings, dude.
Oh,
Watch the Boomer shit on Zoomer music. Zoomers call Boomers like, you know, can they operate their iCloud settings? Fuck to the no, and make fun of them for that too. Like, it's dude, it's so good.
Dude, the whole time all the Zoomers just say "Okay, Boomer" over and over.
Yeah, okay, Boomer.
Boomers just get triggered.
Okay, Boomer.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I like when Candy.
Let's move on. Let's move on to a.
When I say what?
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
I'm gonna make that my sub sound. Is that okay?
Wait, Hassan, is that a decorative MAGA hat you're wearing? Or
Not a decorative one, brother. It's a Trump Pence 2020 CAG. Keep America great.
Wait, is that his new
Great.
slogan, or is he's still going with the "Make America Great Again" slogan?
No,
Yeah,
it's
he says
Keep
it every.
America Great.
He says
No,
it
it's
at
Keep
all
America
his,
Great.
He says keep
He
America.
thinks he made it
not
great,
make it
and now we gotta
great.
keep it great.
Wait,
that was originally the
twisted
line, but he
asshole.
still says MAGA.
he still says "Make America Great Again" because it's like a.
Because it's so good.
Because he can't really.
Do you think,
decide.
lecture fan? Do
Is
you
it
think he's
though?
making America great again?
Holy shit, Rod.
I'm sorry.
Rod,
I think it's a
please.
fantastic slogan.
Okay. Well,
I
anyway,
think
let's.
it's
Wait,
great
do you think there's validity to that slogan? Could you describe the many ways in which America
Let's
has
not
become
go.
great?
No.
All right.
You know
Wait,
who's the best
everybody
slogan
who,
is McDonald's.
everybody who likes Trump, raise your hand so I can understand where we are.
Okay. Maybe
Wait,
we
really,
did.
Hassan? Are you
Maybe we
trolling
made a little
Hassan?
mistake in
I
casting
love
today.
Trump.
I apologize.
Well, no, you had two Trump
man?
girls earlier.
Yeah, I
that
love
just got
Trump.
voted off of me.
Trump
Yeah,
is
a
the
bunch of people
greatest,
got-
dude.
Okay,
Oh
so
my god.
Twitch fucking hates.
so hold on. So let's
Do
talk
they,
about
though?
let's talk about
Yes, they
monogamy
do.
and polyamory. Okay. So there was
Okay,
drama
okay.
recently related to a streamer outed for cheating. Okay. We all know about it.
Oh, I wonder what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
don't
so
know
there,
about
I
it.
don't want
What
to,
is it?
but rather than talking
Raj, you
about the
better go offline.
excuse me, I'm talking. Rather than
Well.
talking about the cheating itself, I want to talk about monogamy and polyamory. Okay. So my question is: do you think monogamy should be pushed to be the social norm, or do you think something other than that should be the social norm? We can start with whoever wants to go first. Starting
I
with
want to go.
Cutie wants to go first. Let's go, Cutie.
Eric wants to go, yeah.
I want to talk about this documentary I watched on Netflix one time. I already forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, no, never mind. Move on.
Okay, Eva, go
I
ahead.
think I know which one you mean.
Monogamy is a
I-
sexual game. I don't understand. Can
Monogamy
explain
means
that
like
more?
one. Like monogamy means like one. Maybe Eva, you can probably explain it better to Candy.
Okay, one thing that we, one thing.
Yeah.
Hold on,
One
Barack
thing that
Obama.
makes-
Thank you for
explain,
One thing that we need
subscribing.
to make clear is that cheating is not a polyamory.
not part
Okay.
of polyamory. You can still cheat if you're polyamorous. I want to make that very, very clear.
Thank you,
So
Eva.
polyamory is like ethical non-monogamy. Monogamy is what we think of, what we typically see in society. So you get together, you are with one partner, you stay with one partner, maybe you marry them, whatever the case may be, right? That's
make
the
sense,
idea of monogamy. Some polyamorous people will talk about how we're really in a serial monogamy like setup where people date and date and date until hopefully they find someone, and that's even unclear, right? But I wouldn't even argue that polyamory should be what is the default. I think that we need, again, as I'm always arguing, more freedom. So being able to be monogamous or polyamorous, I just think we need to lessen the stigma around polyamory and teach people ways to do that in a healthy manner. And on top of that, I think learning about both of these styles is healthy because you can check things within monogamous culture like jealousy, because when you start learning about polyamory, you start to be able to
Eva.
learn about like some of the unhealthy things that are
Eva,
seen as normal.
Keep it a little concise, just so we don't lose you
Sorry,
too far.
sorry,
I know you're passionate. Wes, go ahead.
Okay, 2 points, dude. First of all, polyamory is super fucking greedy. You know, there's only so many people on Earth. You don't get to choose multiple. And secondarily, the biggest issue with polyamory is, from all the studies I've seen, go ahead and roast me if they're fucking wrong, is that it's terrible for children compared to monogamous parents.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
Okay, all
issue.
right. Okay, Wes has stated his
Wait,
point.
monogamy is like what my mom and dad is. or-
Yes, it's like when one
so-
person with one
like,
person,
yeah.
one person,
Okay.
one, and then polyamory is like two with many different people,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
sure everybody has, right?
I remember.
That's the general. Yeah. Okay. I want to go to Bella first, Cutie, unless you're very stoned right now, and I'm just
not. I'm just forgetting stuff. There's lots of noises around me. I'm in a.
Okay. What was your point, Cutie?
Sorry. No, go on.
Bella,
It's fine.
you know,
Wow, you guys are really getting along.
It's fine. We made up. No,
Bella,
you
go ahead.
You go.
Bella, go ahead.
You go.
No,
Okay,
Bella,
fine.
go ahead, please.
So I think if people can do whatever they desire, so like I don't think it should be looked down upon if someone wants to be in a I can't say this word, poly relationship. I'm just gonna call it poly, okay? So I don't think it should be looked down upon, but at the same time, I don't think it should also be like what the majority of people do either, because the world can get kind of screwed up a little bit if every single person is in a polyamor. I don't know what it's called. Again, because of what Wes said, because of like the children growing up in like a stable home, also jealousy. Like I can't imagine being like a woman with like 3 different women to one man, or the other way around. Like the jealousy that can come from that. Like so many like weird kind of issues can arise from that. I don't personally look down on anyone that has that sort of relationship at all. I feel like you do you and like live your life how you want to live it, but I don't think it should also become like a societal norm.
Okay, got it.
Why not? If
Well,
majority wants to do it, then like do it. Go ahead.
The interesting thing that I learned about is I'm most of my friends are part of the LGBT community, and like my bosses, for example, I have 2 gay bosses, and they both are married, but they both have boyfriends too. And so the interesting thing on this documentary I was watching is what is more like you have people that get married, right? And it's a monogamous relationship, and they're married for 2 years and they get a divorce because of X, Y, and Z, and you don't think anything about it. Right? You're just like, oh, that sucks. But then you also have these people that have open relationships. They get married, they have a husband, but then they go around and they have these flings and yada, yada, yada. And you don't know how that affects their relationship, but they last for years. And you look at their relationship more negatively because they're cheating than you look at the people that got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting because we look...
there's a more social stigma.
But doesn't that kind of also go against sort of like the society having like commitments to things, and like teaching your children to commit to something for a long time without them like needing to have sex with everyone else in the meantime? Do you not think that's
like what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. People can do what they want, but don't you think that's like a bad lesson to sort of teach the new generation coming up that like, hey, look, you can have your wife, but you can also go out and like fuck 10 different women every night.
That doesn't make you less committed. Like Cutie was just saying, that person stayed with that partner, and like even if I am like dating one person and then dating another, it doesn't mean I'm any less committed to this person's happiness, any less committed. I'm still like, that makes me have to double down.
But what if
on
you're
my
missing a birthday because you gotta go?
Well, that's the thing that you don't do. You have to learn how to navigate those things. And the downside of polyamory is you're constantly learning. You're constantly learning and adjusting.
I really want to hear Lecture Fan's thoughts on this, because I think that he might have a different
Fuck you, Raj. Trihex been waiting 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, Trihex. I'm sorry. Trihex, go ahead, and then Lecture Fan.
Yeah, so a big thing I will look at here is like, I completely agree with Evan about the fact that it does get there's a lot of scrutiny and a huge stigma on poly altogether. I do think it's very more progressive and positive that we see that become less stigmatized ultimately. But even further beyond that, I also would say here that when it comes to mono, the whole issue with it is that like it's ultimately a guessing game of understanding what you want out of relationships in general. Like as you get into more and more and you go through mono relationships and all that, you learn more and more about what you don't like or what you don't want, or what is like emotionally fragile for you to endure ultimately. And I feel like a lot of that is just it could be more efficient in a poly environment where you just like, you get to deal with like the jealousy coping head on, or whatever toxic things you may get reinforced from the oversaturation and exposure to monopoly. I keep saying monopoly, but mono relationships.
Right.
Yeah, my take on it is, as a political and a legal issue, if people want to engage in poly relationships, they're totally free to do that. I don't think anybody would disagree with it. I think the interesting question comes is, do they have a right to be in poly marriages given some of the recent Supreme Court decisions? Myself personally, I believe in monogamous relationships. For personal, religious, spiritual, and natural reasons, but I don't have any problem with people if they want to be in poly relationships.
Same. Yeah.
So wait, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Grosscore and Rachel, they posted a video.
Yes, I want to talk about that
on YouTube. Yeah, they posted a video talking about how they are in a poly relationship, and they got so much hate, and I think it's so unfair, especially like because they have a kid.
Yeah, so like, does having a child? I want to know. I want to ask this: does having a child change the ethical nature of a relationship? Should they be more? Because Wes brought up earlier that based on what you've read, Wes, you said that like monogamous relationships, or excuse me, polyamorous relationships aren't as good for kids. Is that what you read earlier?
Yeah, that's. I've been trying to look more into it, but everything I see is backing up what I'm.
Wait, can I say then what I think? So I think that it's definitely it's not bad for the kid at all. I think it's probably good for the kid. Like, I can only imagine, like, when Grosker and Rachel, like, they broke up for a reason. They probably had a lot of fights and stuff. That's bad for a kid. But now if they're happy in this situation when they're poly, it's probably a much nicer home to grow up in. I would just assume.
Sure,
like,
but
it's like,
Caitlin, I'm talking about people like growing up in polygamous households, which is different than from having monogamous households and being the parents being polygamous. That's much more different than growing up in polygamous household.
Yeah, because that's a whole different thing there as well. Because like, what if you're a single mother and you're dating various guys? Is that any more stable than comparatively the polygamous relationship status?
It depends if they come in the household. Yes, because having a constantly changing father figures and no attachment. Yeah, I see so many issues coming from that.
Why
do you question mark that?
I'm not even going to go that direction. I was just going to say, I see that you're talking about having research on polygamy, which is different from polyamory. So polygamy is normally more of a religious practice, right? Regarding Mormons, and that family is going to look a lot different than a polyamorous family.
Not Mormons.
Okay,
I'm sorry, not Mormons.
It's just a marriage. It's marriage.
People formerly known as.
No, Mormons used to practice polygamy, but they weren't allowed by the government.
Yeah,
so
there's a
some of
different.
them literally, including Mitt Romney's family, actually. Mitt Romney fucking ran for president, almost won.
Polyamory works fine.
His family moved to Mexico to continue doing polygamy in Mexico.
Wow,
Yeah, but
there's a show on TLC about it, isn't there?
There's a separation between LDS and FL.
Polyamory is not an issue. There's no issue with it other that, like I said, the children's the only thing that I have the issue with, is because everything I've seen, it's not better. I've only seen statistics that show that it's worse for children growing up.
Is that on a current polyamorous rather than just strictly polygamous? Because these come from very different.
Yes, yeah, because the statistics on polygamy is so almost impossible because it's illegal in all 50 states.
What is it?
Okay, so it's on polyamory.
Polyamory. Hold on.
Okay, can you? Yeah.
What's the difference?
I just want those in general.
Let's just stick to the main one that we're talking about, I think. A question for Ava I would have, or Eva, sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so are you in a relationship right now? Like, I'm sorry if this is like too personal. If you don't want to answer, that's completely fine.
Don't shame around here.
But are you like in a relationship right now where there's like more than two people, and like how does that work out exactly? Because I have no idea how these things are actually come into fruition and stuff. And also, is there a crazy amount of jealousy? Because from my perspective, if I were in a relationship like that, like, I know I probably wouldn't handle it very well at all. So is there that element of jealousy there, and how do you even manage that, and I'm asking like seriously, not taking the piss or anything.
Bella, I'm gonna take you in good faith, so you don't have to preface with that, though I appreciate your intent. So I am currently single, And I talk about it kind of regularly on stream. I don't even know if I have time for a single relationship, let alone many. But I have been in polyamorous relationships or practicing polyamory, however you prefer. And to me, like, you do have to get used to thinking, okay, I am jealous. Like, I got jealous, and there's a word for this. It's wibbles. That is better to explain it, because when I think of jealousy, it ruins something. Whereas when you're jealous in a polyamorous relationship, you like take a deep breath and you go, well, why am I uncomfortable? What is causing this jealousy? Am I insecure? Is this because I think, oh, well, my partner might like them more and this leave me? And then you have to really think that through and talk to your partner and figure out, like, what is an actual, like, your emotions are going to be there, but what is causing that emotion, and can you have better control over that? And is it even a emotion seated in truth, right?
So you think it's more of like a yourself kind of thing, like where you have to sort of dive in deep to your own personality and the way that you view sort of jealousy and like all these normal sort of relationship norms, I guess we could call it. So you think that it's more to do with like the individual person and not exactly how, like, just the relationship? Because for example, it's a combination.
Oh,
'Cause
sorry.
for example, it's okay. No, it's fine. Don't worry. Because with me, for example, like, I purely admit this, like, when I'm in a relationship, like, I want to sort of be the center of that person's attention in terms of like who they spend the most time with, who they like invest the most in. And if there was like another girl or another guy, like, I don't know, I would feel really, really, really awkward to kind of share that like, I guess you could call it like love or like attention with those other people. So that's kind of like my.
I don't know if you've have you
So
ever
that's
been
like
in,
my thing.
Have you ever had like a fact buddy or something like that? Because it's kind of, isn't it the same thing? Because then you go into the relationship and you have the idea, okay, but I'm not supposed to get jealous if this guy is with another person, you know? It's like.
But then do you ever end up getting that like sort of unconditional like attention and like, I guess, thing off that person? Do you know what I mean?
So there are going to be different issues around this. There are times where jealousy is entirely founded, right? So say someone brought up your birthday. If you're missing someone's birthday, maybe that's a problem. Maybe you need to reconsider. You still have to put that same amount of time and energy that that person needs. But like you, if you say, oh, well, jealousy is an issue for me, and like that's not something I feel comfortable working through, then maybe polyamory isn't for you. But for me, like, I value certain aspects of polyamory. So I'm like, well, how am I going to manage this? And it's a combination of not just me saying, oh, well, I can be never jealous. It's I'm going to talk through that emotion and I'm going to figure out, is my partner doing something that is off and
Guys,
that violates my boundaries?
So I'm gonna shift the topic a little bit. Okay, I want to shift it away from polyamory and monogamy. Okay. I want to shift it to cheating just a little bit because I think that there was a dynamic of the topic that I wanted to cover. I don't want to cover the specific things that have happened recently in terms of the details of that particular thing, but I do want to cover cheating. I want to talk about how cheaters are ostracized from society. It's shown many examples of that when somebody cheats, especially with public figures. Do you guys agree with that ostracization of these people? Do you think that like people should be completely like disowned and
the interesting thing, this is what I've learned,
canceled, if you will?
For someone who has been cheated on more times than I haven't been cheated on,
does that make sense?
Super bummer. Pretty much everyone I date cheats on me at some point or another. But the thing that I've learned about it is you can look at it in a very interesting way and think maybe they cheated on you. This is like a horribly manipulative way to look at it, but like maybe they cheated on you and didn't tell you because they still loved you and they didn't want to lose you, but they were just a horny bastard, you know?
I just don't see it as like an excuse. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's not chill. Like, it's not cool, but like, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Like, because if someone like makes that commitment to you,
so are they that bad of a person? I mean, they're shitty.
But like, I know, but like, doesn't it seem though, like when somebody cheats in our society, like it's the end. Like some people, like they're fucking a piece of shit, the shittiest human beings on the face of the earth. Like, does anybody think that that's a little too far? That ostracization.
Well, let's pause there. If I can here, the question I think there would be, should the person who was cheated on have the ultimate, like, I guess, say over the reception of how the cheating was done, right? Because then you have the internet mob audience. If it's like a public fallout, right? Then the mob's gonna go in and like go with their binary judgment of good or bad, or who's the winner and who's the loser here. But irrelevant of that though, it's also the person who was cheated on should be able to set the tempo. I would imagine. Because no one knows all the details definitively better than, at least I would think, definitively better than the person who it happened to.
Yeah.
I have this like innate ability to make excuses for people. And I think that maybe you never know what's going on in both sides of a relationship, and so I don't know if
is cheating ever justified?
Just because one person cheated doesn't necessarily mean that they were the bad person in that relationship.
That's
they
true.
made the bad move.
That's kind of true. But if they want to cheat on you,
They
they should just break up the relationship. Do you know
They
what I mean?
should, yes,
Break up,
100%.
break up with the person. Go do what you want. Go sleep around. But don't be with that person. Because I personally know someone. I can't go into it.
There's a lot of context
But,
there, right?
like,
What if it's like a physically abusive boyfriend and you're scared to get out, so you don't really know what to do. So your coping mechanism is to find someone that you desire more than the person you're currently with.
Bullshit though. Just break up with the person first.
If you're in
then go fuck
if you're
around.
in a financially abusive situation, you can't, unfortunately, some people get in these financially dependent spaces. So, when you're financially dependent on someone and you're going, and you're going to be on the streets, there is a.
What do you value more, a household
You
or
can't.
fucking
Dependent
more
on the
people?
other person.
That's
you should
not an excuse, man.
It's
Just
still,
because you're dependent on them for money. That's crazy. If you're dependent on someone for money, maybe you shouldn't fuck other people. Maybe you should realize that having a home is more important than getting a fucking orgasm.
Oh my god. Well, Cutie, I have a question for you.
I think you want to get out of that situation, right?
Yeah, obviously.
If you're being
Then you break up
financially
with them. You don't go cheat on them. How does that help you get out of this situation in a healthy way?
If you are in financial abuse,
then you should
breaking
definitely
with
break
them-
up with them.
I don't think.
Let Eva finish her point. Eva, go ahead and finish your point.
Eva's not
I
arguing
just
that you
think
should
this you should just break up with this person really forgets how society has progressed, and we are further, but we are still at that point that people are not independent, and this is why we need to fight for people to have jobs that support them regarding their wages and that they can live on that, because otherwise people are getting trapped in relationships that they are scared to lose because they have no one else, no money, no way to go anywhere, and we're just gonna say, oh well, they should have just left them. And I'm just
Eva.
I wish
Eva, hold on.
I think that's great, but
Eva, how do you make the connection between being dependent on someone and rationalizing I need other dick or other pussy? I don't see the break there. I don't see how you make
I don't think it excuses it, but my point is I don't think.
No, I feel like you're trying to
and
make a
that's
grander
true.
point here about inequalities and people need better jobs, which has nothing to do with the fact that cheating is wrong. And there's no
What I'm getting at is the point of, well, why don't they just break up with them if they are doing this? And I don't say it's excusing cheating, but I think that you should just be able to break up in any situation. We see that there are situations where that's not.
If you're saying that's fine.
I completely agree. That's what I was getting at.
Sometimes you can, but you cannot bridge that to rationalize cheating on that person.
Yeah, if they
You
can't
make
leave
that
someone,
bridge.
maybe they should just not cheat. Maybe they should just try to figure out the situation
I feel like you're almost
and then leave
they're
them.
equal.
Definition of what is cheating.
I think this is the
If
biggest
we're bringing
thing.
up here that emotional abuse, physical abuse, may be a stimulant that led to cheating by means of coping. It seems like you're kind of equating the emotional abuse to being less than the cheating itself here.
Trihex, I can
when it was
understand
the other
in that
way around. It's the
extreme,
result of the
sure,
action.
If it's a coping mechanism of something that harmful to the person, but I can't make it in the sense that you're financially dependent on someone. Where's the coping mechanism that you want to get fucked by someone else because you need your boyfriend's or girlfriend's money?
It's not.
I get it in your sense, but I don't get it in Eva's.
I get both sides of it.
Sorry, I was trying to be specific in financial abuse because Trihex was talking about physical abuse. And I'm like, reasons that people would have to stay with their partners. That's going to be financial abuse, physical abuse for fear of being hurt.
What is financial abuse?
Exactly.
Hold
Okay,
on. Are you
someone
considering
define,
financial dependence on your significant
No,
other?
there's
Financial
financial. Look up financial abuse.
What exactly is financial abuse?
I want you to define it to me since it's your point.
Abuse.
What's the definition?
Two wrongs don't make it
I'm
right.
so-
Just because
A
somebody's
common
a
tactic
buddy.
used by
Conversation.
abusers to gain power and control in a relationship. The forms of financial abuse may be subtle or overt, but in general, include tactics to conceal information, limit victims' access to assets, and reduce accessibility to the family finances.
Oh, okay. So they manipulate the person's own finances, right?
Okay. Yeah, they keep
that's
them out of the money.
Okay, that's fucked up. That's
Sure,
fucked
but
up.
how
thought
is
you meant
I
in terms
get
of,
the
like,
coping mechanism
providing.
from mental or physical abuse, but I can't see
tends to
financial
go
to make
in.
it mental disruption
Okay.
to then use coping mechanism of cheating.
So
It doesn't make it okay.
I can't. Of course, it's
I'm
not
not
okay, but
saying it
I
makes
can't even
it okay.
understand.
I'm
how are you
arguing
saying it's
the point
excusable?
of just leave them. Sometimes you
No,
can't
sometimes
just
you
leave
can't. I
them.
agree.
If you can, absolutely. But like, we can't say in every case someone can just leave. And
Sure,
that's the
Eva,
point I
but
think
then
Trihex and I are
but
both
it's not. This
making.
isn't a duality. You can't. It's not like leave or cheat. It's leave, or if you can't leave, then you have to stick through it until you find a better option. But it's not like you have to cheat. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't think it excuses
So how do you hold on? How do you think?
Let's go back how it started. It started because you
Rush?
exemplified a thing about
Yeah, hello.
just leave. Just tell the boyfriend,
You
irrelevant
can't-
of any context ever, that you always want to leave voluntarily, and it will be drama free from your implication.
No, that's
that
not
was
true.
where this whole thing began.
Yeah.
So then I gave examples of where it's not always the case here.
Yeah,
Boyfriends
there's some
are
exceptions.
stupid,
but
jealous,
majority, I
toxic,
would say.
possessive, manipulative, and in some cases physical and emotionally abusive.
Not just boyfriends.
Candy,
What were you
I
gonna
have a
say, Raj?
question.
Raj, what were you gonna say?
Yes, I
I was gonna say, I fucking lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Candy. I lost my train of thought.
Oh shit!
Yes, so I have a
Raj.
question for Cutie. Like when you
Hi,
when you
Raj.
were when you were cheating, Cutie, were there clear problems in your relationship at the moment? Like, did you also notice that there was something missing in your relationship?
Not that I was aware of. I think prospectively, I'm just a difficult person to be with, and so it's just like, I don't blame him for wanting to find someone who is like more warmer than myself.
Do that, though. Don't do that.
So I remember what I was gonna say.
reality
How should cheaters be treated in society, in your opinion? What should it be? What should
I think
cheaters?
it
How
should
should
be
they be treated?
situationally. It's gonna have to be
Yeah.
per the relationship. As someone who has been cheated on multiple times, it's like some of
To the
them
gulag.
some of them I understand, and some of them are just like, we're just evil and it wasn't okay. Like,
You can't make a generalization and say they're all scum. Treat them all
I
this
think
way.
Trihex
Because there
had
are
a good
things where
point here.
the relationship's so fucked that
Thank you.
Listen
Generally,
to
it should be looked
victims.
down on, though.
I agree.
To
most of the time they're being
person who-
scumbags.
listen to the person who went through it, right?
100%.
Yeah, of course.
Right,
Listen,
okay, so
and
I
the
think-
worst thing about cheating
think
and
that's
cutie
it.
Cinderella, this hurts me to see you do this, is that you try to find what's wrong with yourself.
I was gonna
for
say
what
that as
they
well.
did. That's so
Yeah, I was
bad.
gonna say that.
Man,
Never-
don't
Like,
make
like
me-
honestly,
Well,
because
maybe,
like
you need
the
to,
thing
you need
is,
to look at that also, like, because I feel like I don't think I'm ever gonna get cheated on, because I think that I'm also always gonna have an open conversation with the guy that I'm dating, and also make sure that I have absolutely everything that he needs, and that I'm not gonna date someone who I don't have this conversation with.
And if he does
okay.
cheat on you, you can't think, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? 99% of the time, the person who did it's just a piece of shit. Dude.
No, see, if someone cheated on me, I would know that it was a mistake, or that he like probably
take them back?
He did a mistake, clearly.
would you take them back? Any of you?
I don't know. No, I
Candy,
mean,
I've taken a cheater back multiple times.
it depends on what he did. Like, if he
See-
it depends on. What
See,
he did.
I don't know.
Like I said, I always make excuses for other people, and I always try to be in their perspective. And so, like, I see, like, oh, like, I guess I see why you got drunk and that happened. Like, I'm so sorry, but we still love each other.
No,
Passionate, you know
no,
what I'm saying?
please don't
Like,
do that, because like
but,
no one deserves
I mean, it
to be
doesn't matter
cheated
anymore.
on.
I'm
Do you know
single
what I
as
mean?
fuck, so we're fine.
Like,
We're chilling.
if they
Hey, you can't
if
get
they do
cheated
that
on if you're
shit,
single,
like don't.
cutie.
Hey.
Well, if for example, if I can't give a guy everything that he needs in a relationship, it was like this for one guy. He had like fucking crazy sex drive. So I said, if it's okay if you want to snap shit other girls, if you want to, it's okay, because I don't want to. I don't want to, like, I can't handle you every single night. Or you know what I'm. Yeah.
My man was horned up.
Crazy.
I thought Caitlyn
Like
had a
literally,
crazy sex drive.
if
Yeah,
any
yeah.
if
But it was-
any boyfriend of mine ever like wanted to cheat or whatever, like I would expect them to either come to me, break up with me, or tell me like, look, here's what it is. Bye, Bella. See you later. Kick me to the curb, whatever. But if you fucking cheat, like it's just
What
so
would you do?
fucked
What would
up.
you do if your boyfriend cheated on you? What would your reaction?
I would just
cheated on.
blank point. Just
This is
blank
like a
point, like
BuzzFeed
never
article.
speak to
Where's
them
Will
again.
now?
Never speak to them again, and move on with my life. Find someone else.
You would never.
I
Would
just,
you ever forgive them ever?
No. That's just my take on it, though. No.
I'm just studying. This is so fascinating to me because, like, I feel like there's some things that people do.
Is there some context here? Like, are your parents divorced, or was there like a big thing you had before this? Like, is there any conditioning that happened prior to your stance you have now that's so firm and like zero tolerance?
I think growing up, my mum was always like a single mum, so I would see her sort of get kind of screwed over many times. Like she had a husband that cheated on her, like loads of things in her life that I kind of learned from, and like see her, get cheated on and go back with the man. Like nowadays, I am like zero tolerance for it. Like if anyone cheats or just even like slightly cheats,
If somebody cheated on your friend, for example,
slight cheating? What would you
if someone
consider?
cheated on my friend, I would tell her straight away.
I know, but
don't-
would you disown that person as well?
Oh yeah.
What if one of your
100%.
What if one of your friends? What if one of your
I want to
good
know what
friends
slight cheating
cheated?
is. I'm bored. What's slight cheating, Bella?
Sorry.
What's slight cheating?
What's like cheating?
Slight
What
cheating,
is
little
slight?
slight cheating.
Oh, slight cheating, like a peck
It's
on
a
the
hand-holding.
mouth, or like a booty touch, or like a
That
waist.
is a good question though, Bella. Say you crazy world. You and I are best friends. and say like we're homies.
Sorry.
Love each other. And I cheat on my boyfriend. Do you disown me even though we're best friends?
I would sit you down and have like a full-on conversation with you, like, hey, I don't think that's cool. I think you should have, told him, or at least go break up with him, at least like let him know, and like end the relationship if you're not happy in that relationship. I wouldn't totally disown you since you wouldn't have been doing it to me, but I would have a really serious conversation with you and
So
like
it's more of a personal thing than a broad like spectrum.
I interpret it as
Maybe,
it's a character evaluation. You're no longer the person I thought you were, Judy. So it's within your realm of character to
For
cheat.
the record, guys,
Yeah.
I did
So
not
I
cheat
trust you.
I would be very disappointed. Yeah, like for example,
Yeah,
a
I
really
feel
random example in my real life right now. I've just found out, I can't obviously mention names and stuff, but I have just found out that someone in my life has cheated on someone else that I am very close to, and I am close to both of them, and I am just insanely disappointed. Like I'm still, speak
But
to
are
that
you gonna
person and everything.
disown them? Would you say? Would you gonna disown them completely?
I'm not going to disown them because it wasn't like done to me, but I have sat them down, I have talked to them a million times, and I am just incredibly like disappointed and just.
So what do you? Is that kind of a
no,
kind of a double standard there, or is it
Score W?
Is it kind of a little?
Men that cheat get treated way worse than women that cheat.
Yeah, they totally do.
Would anybody disagree with that?
But also like the
It's the same for men and women, right?
No,
it's the same
it's
for men and
not.
women. Why?
No,
What?
it's not. And
Yeah.
also-
Men
Oh,
get
for men-
stuck at the stake, and maybe they should.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not saying
For
they
men,
should.
it's like-
but
for
women
men,
get
it's like-
forgiven and be like, "Oh, we understand.
No,
oh,
no,
for
no,
this
that's-
reason,
for
you,
men,
should
it's
get,
like-
you can do better."
No, girls
Listen,
get
for
treated
men,
horribly. Like,
for
like-
men, it's like, oh, good job, bro. Yeah, you did it. Like,
No,
For
it's
men, it's
not.
worse.
That's
It
great.
should be
It
fucked up
is.
either way
Like,
around.
who is
It
mad-
should be
who is
fucked
mad
up
at
either
I
way
think
around.
people are like,
Nobody's
"Yeah,
mad at
fuck
Star
your
Wars.
stupid girlfriend. Go slay some
Yes.
random."
Everybody's like, hell yeah, Champions
does
Cup. You know,
that?
we're
They
talking
literally.
I
call it
can't believe
champion club,
we took like probably the most explosive subject that's been all over LSF and made it into like a very boring topic. I'm almost proud of Raj for not directly talking
Hassan,
about
you
what
were the
happened.
quietest one. You literally didn't say a word, so how can you speak
Yeah,
and say they were
Hassan.
boring?
Hassan,
You literally
wait.
just sat there like a
Boring.
freaking potato,
Listen
just
here,
like
bird nest,
vegetating,
Andy.
staring at the wall. How can
I'm
you
just
say
saying much
that?
respect to Raj for not.
Bird Nest, tell me what is interesting about this topic. Like, how could we talk about what happened and be more interesting? We know all
Well,
the
hold on.
details.
What he's alluding to, and he criticizes me
you
for being
because no
content
speaking
skull, but
criticizes
I
me.
didn't.
No, I'm
what
saying
he's
I'm
saying
proud of
is,
you for.
You're
I'm proud of
literally
you for
quiet
he
as
didn't.
hell.
So
exploiting it.
So
I'm proud of you for not explaining
So
it. That's
but
what I was saying.
saying you're proud of me and then calling it boring is like a back. Like that's like being proud of me. Being like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Now let me stick your nose in shit.
Okay.
That's
Also, well, Hassan saying thanks for not exploiting it in itself is alluding to the actual issue and exploiting it. So thanks, Hassan.
Okay.
Thanks, Hassan.
All right.
Way to be a whistleblower.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah, so sticking.
I don't even understand what the
criticizing me for being content skull, then
I just don't
saying it's
understand what the
boring
disagreement
to
is. I
not
don't
be
understand what the
content
disagreement
skull is a complete.
I don't
You know,
understand
the
what.
rest of us were having a good time, Hassan, and you made it.
You just
Okay.
interrupted our very
Wow,
deep
so you're having it. So
conversation.
you're saying you're having a good time talking about cheating over and over again? Like I don't even know what like the where is the spice? Like I just okay. Anyway,
God, you know,
let me just drop a
Hassan, this is
controversial
how
take.
I
Let me
feel.
just drop a controversial take to make this okay. Let me just drop a controversial thing. Okay. Let me think.
Can I drop a controversial
It's okay.
thing?
Yeah, it's okay to cheat. Discuss.
I'm
We've
gonna say
literally just been talking about this, Hassan. Where have you been?
Okay, listen,
It's okay
I have
to cheat.
something to
Bell's
say. It
wrong.
might be controversial. Listen to me.
Bella,
Deaf and
you know how
blind.
he's full of shit is because he didn't back it up with 30 minutes of argument that no one gave a shit about.
Okay,
It's
please
okay.
stop
It's
talking
okay to
about
cheat,
it.
and it's and the reason why we have these opinions is because of our patriarchal, heteronormative, monogamous society.
I feel like you all have me on mute. It's not nice. Can I say something? Okay,
The blonde
listen to
chick
me now.
talking.
Listen to me now, okay? I think that in some ways like maybe cheating is helping a relationship. Maybe if you cheat, it's a better way for the relationship to end. What if you're in a toxic relationship, for example? It's super duper toxic.
Well,
and
we know
then,
Hassan's
and then
definitely cheated on
there's
someone. Holy shit.
Well, no, then it's like no end to this relationship at all, except for if the guy cheats and that makes the relationship
I
end.
know
Do you
you're mad
understand?
because you think we don't listen to you, but you realize me, Trihex, Eva, Cutie, multiple people talked about this exact thing for like 20 minutes straight.
No, I listened to you and you did not talk about this. Wait,
Right, we
you
did.
did
Sorry,
not talk
Candy.
about that.
We fucking hot take, baby.
We
Hot
literally-
take.
Okay.
Did you listen to me then?
Hot take.
Mechanism. That's what we were
I think the way we treat cheaters is aggressive. Is far too aggressive. I've never cheated. I've never been cheated on, but I think the way we
Hassan?
persecute cheaters is far too aggressive.
Why?
Yeah, Hassan, we
I don't
all
think
said
so.
that.
Why?
God damn it.
Elaborate on your.
How
yeah,
does
that's what I thought.
isolating someone fix things? How
They
does
can't
that
cheat if they can't get a girlfriend because everyone hates them.
but at
Or
the same
boyfriend.
time,
No, something is clearly wrong with the relationship. If cheating happens in a relationship, something, and they should find another
Break it up.
person.
No, you can be a terrible person in a good relationship. That's a thing.
Well, actually, she's
No,
still
I think
right
something
because
is
there is
clearly
something
missing
wrong
in
in the
that relationship.
relationship.
No, it's not always
cheater.
something that's missing. Candy, I kind of disagree because it's not always something that's missing from a relationship. It's just how fucked up a person can actually be. I like the relationship I just
say
talked
that
about. The
something's
relationship is amazing. They have nothing wrong. I know them like inside and out.
Yeah.
Not literally. Don't quote me there. But the relationship is amazing, and he had no reason to cheat at all, and he just still does because
Maybe it was too perfect, so he was bored, and he just wanted to
Yes,
have
that's
some
what
action
that's what
in
I'm
his life.
saying. Some people are just fucked up, and there's no excuse for
That's
it. So
not
it.
fucked up. He just
A
wanted to live
fucked
his
up
life, and that girl maybe
person
was
cannot
bored.
have a good relationship.
Exactly.
That's impossible. So
But it is
she's
possible,
still
'cause,
right.
like,
No,
like,
it's
he
not. There's no
can
such thing as a
if
good
he
relationship
should.
if you're going to cheat
He
on someone.
could.
If
Maybe
you're a
he
fucked
needs
up
to
human
have.
being, you can't have a good relationship because you're always going to sour and ruin the
No,
relationship.
Wes, he
Wait,
could.
wait, wait,
Maybe
wait.
he just.
Here's an idea.
Wait,
Here's an
maybe
idea.
he should just have a poly
I actually have a great
relationship. Maybe
point.
that's his thing. Well, that was also a great point. Trihex, I was also having a great point. God damn it.
I didn't mean the competition to your
Andy,
point.
are you okay?
I apologize here.
Well, you talked over me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, I've learned the meta here is you gotta talk to people to get your, or else I'll never get anything in here in the first place. So I apologize, Candy. If you want to continue your point, I'll be happy to patiently listen.
No, I'm down.
Don't be sassy.
Okay.
Trihex, what were you saying?
So yeah, one of the foundations I would think of any functional relationship is going to be communication. So Bella, whenever you're saying that your boyfriend seemingly had everything fine and everything was
Not my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
Not my boyfriend. Hell no.
Not
He
your
would not be
boyfriend.
my boyfriend right now.
Relationship
No,
that
person I
you
knew.
may or may not have been in that whatever. Okay,
A
ex-person.
friend.
Okay. So a friend you were with cheated
I
on
wasn't
you.
with-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
Okay,
my
a friend cheated. I apologize. Okay,
It's okay.
You being inserted is not even important. I'm sorry. I apologize here. When someone says ship and everything is seemingly fine, and then the person randomly cheats for no perceivable reason other than like it was too perfect, this could be an issue of an error in communication where maybe the stakes weren't properly defined in the very beginning. Maybe they have interpreted indirectly that their partner was, scrolling through Snapchat or scrolling through the Twitter feed and saw it was, liking Instagram models' pictures and thought, oh, well, shit. Well, there could be a silent, indirect communication of consent that, oh, well, they're doing shit. Fuck this. I want to go in and do my thing too. ultimately a communication, indirect, non-conversational communication could occur there, and they think that, okay, well, the stakes here are not what I think actually.
But it's still fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go fuck someone else, just at least break up with the person you're with. Otherwise, it's just like, it's just so fucked up. How is no one understanding how fucked up this is?
No, I'm not just.
Like, it's just so screwed up.
A possible scenario where the communication wasn't very effective.
Yeah, the communication might have been shit, but like, if all the person has to do is just go like, "Hey, see ya, you're over, you're dumping, I'm leaving."
Go say that. I don't know how many boyfriends you had, but it's not easy to talk about everything. It takes a lot. And communication is not something you have to work on from the beginning, and maybe something you learn when you get older. Yeah.
Life is hard, but you've got to face it.
Right?
Yeah, but that's why we should. That's why we should forgive some cheaters because.
No, don't forgive.
Yeah, because life
Don't
is hard.
forgive any cheaters, Bella. You don't think we should forgive anybody?
Do you think your friend can improve? Then why are you still friends with your friend? If you think once a cheater, always a cheater.
But you're still friends with them, though. Don't you think it's a little hypocritical?
I still speak to them because I have to. I can't really explain exactly why I have to speak to them, but I have distanced myself for sure.
Okay, but you're still friends with them, so you to some degree you're kind of contradicting your own policy, which.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not because I have to speak to them.
Hypocritical?
Oh, really, Wes? No, I have to actually speak to them for certain reasons, but I have definitely distanced myself. I don't really see them anymore because I just don't like being around that. Like, I can't. She took him back because she believes in him, believes that he'll change, and I've told her over and over and over again, like, he's gonna do the same thing, and I just can't sit there on the sidelines and watch it happen again. So I have distanced myself. Yes.
But distancing is not the same as getting complete. But maybe you have some sort of maybe work agreement or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't speak about it. Otherwise, it'll be obvious to.
Right,
well, I think you're just jelly of the girl.
Oh, I'm
cutie's
so.
jealous.
I need to make an emo. I need my own. I need my like Bella jelly emo.
I have.
We can match
jelly,
emos.
you have strawberry.
Okay, I'm down. We'll match our emos.
Yeah, someone make them.
Well, you guys are supposed to keep fighting, and now the meme's dead. Okay, sorry, that's.
Fuck you, QC jelly.
I think that people can improve, and that's my thing.
All right,
like,
it's time to vote. Vote for who you want to keep, not kick.
Like, all right, shut the fuck up. Time to vote.
Wait, can I just elaborate on my point here? The point I was trying to get to thing was that, you know, there was a girl that I had dated before that had like this really like random, arbitrary, imaginary rule book on like the rules of attraction and like what's considered like, you know, being interested in her versus like kind of giving her like, you know, you're a thought, that's why I'm trying to fuck tonight vibe. And it was all like these really weird rules that I couldn't see a consistency on. But so ultimately I had learned the power of being very blunt on the communication in the very beginning of any kind of escalation relationship. That's kind of what I was getting at, Bella, where that maybe the boundaries weren't put in. Maybe, again, we're not even agreeing here. Maybe you say the person cheated. Maybe he interprets like we were just kind of flinging. We weren't even definitively in a relationship together. That's the difference of communication, definitively establishing what is actually what we are and what the stakes are.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. You have to like have that.
Dude, guys are dense. Guys and girls are dense, but like, you know.
Look, are we committed? Are we together? Or are we like, you know, just what's it called? Monogamous, but there's like another word for it.
Vote for who you want to keep, not kick, chat. Keep, not kick.
Everyone always resorts to the most important thing in a relationship is
communication. That's what I was getting at.
There you go, boys.
Keep, not kick.
I don't know. It's just like maybe because like, you know, I used to work at a restaurant, so I saw all the high school drama happen at the restaurant I worked at with the cooks and the waiters and everything else here, and just like there was so much rampant jealousy, so much like undefined boundaries on like what's cool and what's not cool. No, you can't get my phone password. No, I'm only talking to that bitch. You talk to her, you're cheating on me, obviously. Just all these like rampant assumptions about everything conclusively.
That's just immaturity, you know.
Wait, that could be what's going on in the relationship in question here. That's kind of what I was getting at. There, like,
boundaries.
You're not in the relationship, then how do you definitively know everything that led up to the events that how they are right now?
Because I was very close to them.
Vote for who you want to keep, not kick. Keep, not kick.
I don't know where this is conversation is going. I said what I have to say.
I can't counter that one then.
Yeah, I was close to them.
They disclose every single thing they've ever done, clearly. and they'll be definitively honest to you to not give you a biased perspective on their
shit. Every piss that they took it.
I knew about it. Girls don't poop.
Oh, let me just tell you. I'm joking.
Stop.
All right, Chad, hold on. Listen, we're voting.
I came back at the right time.
Vote for who you want to keep, not kick. Vote for who you want to keep, not kick. The poll's in the chat. The bottom two people are getting eliminated no matter what. No questions asked. Bottom people are getting eliminated. The bottom two
I always
are
get auto-eliminated.
off the
Raj. You don't
show.
get voted off anymore, you fucking asshole.
Bottom two
Yes,
people are
double
getting
mess.
eliminated from the
I wanna
show.
get kicked off.
I need to pee.
Go
so
ahead and
bad.
vote, chat. Vote for you want to keep, not kick. It's important. Everybody votes in the poll
I
because
have
the
a
bottom two are
controversial
getting
take. I have
eliminated.
a controversial take on the previous topic.
Oh, now
Hold on, wait
now
just a
you
second.
decide
Wait till we vote here. Everybody needs to vote.
No. Snipe it, Hassan. Snipe it. Influence that vote right now.
Are you guys ready? Cheating is bad.
Oh.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no
Hassan.
shit, Hassan. That is amazing. What a miracle statement.
I fucking said it. I know. I'm here for you guys.
If you
You
don't
need to
want to be
vote.
cheated on, be better
it's
at
only-
communicating with your boyfriend or girlfriend.
It's only cheating if you get caught, though. What you mean, bruh?
Yo, you want a real fucking hot take?
Trihex.
Hey, man, I satisfy my sexual lust and my bitch still happy. So what the fuck? What you mean?
You guys are fucked up. Holy shit.
Trihex out here
You
fucking.
fucked up motherfucker.
Damn.
All right.
Trihex. Never mind.
Dude, no, look, I live in Louisiana. I hear that shit all the time, dude. Like, bro, they got some dudes who have like the side bitch phone and then some.
I got two.
Trihex has cool
phones.
friends.
One for the
All right.
girlfriend and one for the hose.
Ah, man, dude, just go to your local Chili's or Applebee's. I promise you, it is high school drama central, dude. It's out of
Okay, the
control.
bottom two people are on the poll are
To be honest, Applebee's is
Lecture
spicy.
Fan and Candyland are both eliminated from the show. Thank you both for coming. It's a shame because Lecture Fan probably is the only Trump supporter for us to discuss whether he should be impeached or not.
Oh
so.
no, can we
I
can
know.
we
I
skip
was
that
about to.
topic?
I was about to make my case and say I excel at politics, and we haven't even gotten to politics yet.
That's a shame. Maybe you should have been. Maybe you shouldn't be such a drone fuck.
Raj, can we skip the Trump thingy?
No.
Look, can I ask you a question
Candyland, go ahead
publicly?
and shout out your channel.
Dude,
All
who,
right,
the fuck am
Thank
I,
you so much for having me.
who the fuck am I gonna duke it out with? We have a
I'll beat the fuck out you. I'll bring
All
out the
right.
devil's advocate.
Candyland, go ahead and shout out your channel.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I am twitch.tv/Candyland. And have a good night.
Bye, Candy. Thank you.
Bye, Candy.
Lecture Fan, go ahead and shout out your
Bye.
channel.
All right,
World
twitch.tv/lecturefan.
God damn it! I really want to fucking just Lecture Fan. I really want to.
2020, baby. Let's go.
I really want to overrule him for the next topic and just say you're eliminated, but nobody's gonna be here to argue with fucking Hassan.
No one wants
or
to talk
anybody.
about a Trump impeachment, okay?
All right, Lecture Fan. Thank you so much for coming. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Unfortunately,
Trump
the end road.
impeachment's
Take
boring
care.
as shit right now anyway.
Bye bye. Thank you. All right, give it
up.
up for yourselves. You've made it this far. Let's move on here to a
Hassan,
different topic.
would you fight me at next TwitchCon?
no.
You mean
Why
like
are you trying
boxing?
to fight people? Okay, can Hassan's
tall. He's muscular. I feel like it'd be a good fight.
Hold on, Lecture
I
Fan, are
used
you
to fight
there?
a lot. I talked about this before on my stream, but I used to fight a lot when I was younger, and
Me
I
too.
fucking hate it. Like I think
No,
it's-
not like aggression. Not like I want to kill you. Just like a friendly match, boxing gloves.
Oh, like a Logan vs. KSI.
Yeah, not
I
like
still
wanna
don't like
beat
it.
the shit out of
I think fighting like both parties, even if you win a fight, you still fucking lose. Like
I think you win because every fight I've ever been in, unless that one motherfucker, shout out Zach, you're a bitch.
Lecture Fan,
but
are you still
I
here?
become friends with them afterwards. I
What-
think
what-
it like
did he leave already?
re-solidifies the bond between two dudes after you beat the shit out of each other.
Damn,
okay, well, I've only been
this.
in. I've never been in like bouts. I mean, I've boxed and stuff, but I've never been in like
Oh, you've never like
a fake. I've never done like a fake
stomp
fight. All the
someone's
fights
teeth
I've been in
in?
have been very real and terrible. So
Wait, what do you mean? Like boxing or like brawling with your boys?
I don't know. I don't brawl with my boys. We only when we're brawling with our boys, it's usually
No, okay. So imagine, was
drunk
there
and a
beef,
real fight.
or is this like you're boxing? You talking real fight, like scrapping?
just real fight.
Okay,
I've never done like a fake fight with my friends. I
No,
mean, I
that's
guess
not
we
what I'm
wrestled
saying.
and stuff, but never like a straight up fake fight.
I just think fighting is one of the best ways to get out differences. Even though everyone's like violence isn't the answer. Two consenting parties, it works pretty fucking well, dude.
I think I'm gonna bring Lecture Fan back just for the topic because I don't think
Holy
anybody's
shit.
gonna.
Way to abuse your show, dude.
Oh yes, I'm abusing my own rules. The topic here is so the second open house impeachment hearing is over for U.S. President Donald Trump. On Friday, a former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Mary Yovanovitch, is that her name? Yovanovitch?
Jovanovich, I think.
Yeah, Yovanovitch testified for about 5 hours during her testimony. Trump went after her on Twitter. Should President Trump be impeached? Just out of curiosity.
I'm gonna sit out very kindly sit out on this topic because I don't know it.
All right, Bella, we get it.
Can
we
we
get
at
it.
least
You
talk
don't want
about
to
the
talk
fact
about it,
that-
all right? Make it clear.
I mean-
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
The worst part is that everyone who wants to get impeached, they have to be smart enough to realize that there's no chance it's actually going to happen.
Yeah,
Nothing
they're
I've seen.
just gonna stall out until the election happens
Yeah.
anyway next year. Yeah.
So why
this is
care
like-
so much about it when there's no chance of it actually happening?
Yeah, this
Just
is
so
meant,
you
this
can
is meant
shit
to be
on
like
Twitter
a,
like Trump.
It's like a momentum for Democrats to just continue to use it in their own election processes right now. So it's meant to be
What
like
are they
a-
going to
like a-
say in the finals
it's
though? They're like,
effectively like
we
it's
almost
legal
got
to
President
you."
Trump. Don't reelect him. We almost impeached him.
Well, I guess
It's not really
I'm
a
guessing
power
their
move.
take would be Trump, the Republicans are the reason why he's not being impeached, and that they'll that.
I mean, that is why.
Yeah.
That's literally why. However, as you have noticed, I put on my Trump support hat. I will tell you why the Democrats are also bad in this circumstance. Now, these demon rats, okay? These goddamn liberal demon rats have been talking about how Trump is corrupt, even though he's obviously making America great again. Lowest black unemployment rate, okay? The market's doing incredibly well. The market's doing great. And they're still claiming that America's not doing great. You know why? Because they hate God and they hate guns. And Donald Trump is protecting both. And he's deregulating industries. And he's protecting our economy, and he's making America great. That's precisely why they want to impeach him, because they are afraid. They are afraid of.
Okay, Hassan, you can take your hat off because I brought. Hold on, I brought back. Hold on, I brought back lecture. Just he's technically immune right now.
Hassan's satire of a conservative is smarter than any conservative I've ever heard.
Okay, so
that's why I said I could do a better argument conservative talking points than conservatives do.
So, lecture fan, the question was, so obviously U.S. President Donald Trump is recently there was a second open house impeachment hearing over U.S. President Donald Trump, and on Friday, U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Mari Yovanovitch, however you pronounce that, testified. She testified for about 5 hours. Do you think that President Trump should be impeached?
Absolutely not. This is so ridiculous. Like, the same people that are now telling us that Trump-Ukraine collusion happened are the same people that lied to us for years and years and years about Trump-Russia collusion. Why should we listen to anybody that was so wrong on the #1 news story for years? And Adam Schiff and all the Democrats and Hassan, I'm sure.
More like Adam shit,
Trump,
brother.
Trump colluded with Russia. Trump colluded with Russia. Completely false.
Lecture fan?
The Ukraine thing is just as big of a hoax and a scam as the last one. It's obvious.
Hell yeah.
Lecture fan? Do you
No,
deny
Hassan,
quid pro
seriously,
quo?
can you ask something like?
No,
Shut the fuck up. Let me ask
I'm
him a
right here
question.
with my brother,
Hassan
lecture
isn't the
fan.
only libtard here.
Look,
not the only person with a brain.
Donald Trump won the election on the promise to drain the swamp. And if Joe Biden did something corrupt in the past and Trump is draining that swamp rat out of there, that's totally legitimate and
That's
right
not what I
in
asked
line
you.
with
Do you
the
think there
American
was
foreign
quid pro
policy.
quo? Or do you deny
Hell
it?
yeah.
There was obviously not, because
Really?
the aid was released to Ukraine before they ever agreed to do any investigation. So there obviously was not a quid pro quo.
Wait, isn't that complete bullshit? I swear to God, he agreed to it, and then weeks later, it was then released.
No. Ukraine never came out and publicly said, we're investigating
say
Joe
publicly.
Biden. They never
based
opened
off
an
the
investigation into Joe Biden either. And if you looked at Trump's first phone call with President Zelensky, he actually agreed to the White House meeting with President Zelensky without any preconditions whatsoever.
Okay,
And
I'm
so
with you,
this
brother,
whole
but I
thing
got
is
a
made
question
up.
for you. If what you're saying is true, and I'm with you, these demon rats, we need to get them out, okay? We need to do a one-party system. Praise white Sharia one day. Allah willing, we will have it. But why did the White House budget official say decision to delay aid to Ukraine was highly irregular? Because there was a decision to delay aid to Ukraine after it was voted to give aid to Ukraine, which
absolutely. And so,
those
and
are
you know
great
what?
fighters out there fighting Vladimir Putin.
So the reason that Donald Trump delayed that aid is the same reason that he's been pressuring other NATO countries to contribute more, because Donald Trump is sick of the Americans forking over billions of dollars to provide for the military security of Europe without the European countries contributing. And so Trump delayed the aid, and then had the conversation with President Zelensky and said, you know what? Talk to Angela Merkel, talk to Emmanuel Macron. They need to be helping you out more as well. And
I have a question,
you know
though.
what? He ended up
I have a question.
releasing
No,
aid anyway.
what you're saying is great, but I have a question. What was the specific what was the specific reason? Like, what was the call between Donald Trump and Ukraine, which was a perfect phone call, by the way. I've literally never perfect in this. It was fucking awesome.
So great.
Why did he say, do me a favor, and literally proceeded to talk about the Hunter Biden investigation, or the other one, which was CrowdStrike?
False.
With the other one, which was the
first one he talked
about worse than the Hunter Biden one, because it's just completely made up. I just want to understand, like, we're on the same page. I mean, fuck the demon rats, but I'm just trying to get a better understanding, because you admitted that Donald Trump withheld aid. You admitted that Donald Trump withheld aid. But for some reason,
for valid purposes. So Joe Biden withheld aid too.
Is it a valid?
But let me tell you. Let me answer your question. The reason that Donald Trump said, "Hey, do me a favor," is because there's a inspector general doing a report right now, and John Durham, the U.S. attorney for Connecticut, is also doing an investigation into Democrats' collusion with Ukrainians during the 2016 election. And that's why Donald Trump said, "Hey, talk to my attorney general."
That's my favorite part.
The attorney,
I love exposing Democrats. Can you tell me what the CrowdStrike investigation pertains to? Do you know the details? Because I know the details, brother. Let me tell you. The CrowdStrike investigation is incredible. Okay, it's incredible. Here is why it's incredible: because bipartisan, like numerous agencies have already discussed this, evidence on the DNC hacks, right? That it was backed by Russia or a Russian operative. Now, the narrative from the right, which is my side in this argument, is that it was actually not Russia that hacked the DNC. It was actually Ukraine that hacked the DNC while working with the DNC just to blame Russia. So, like that. Oh, that's not what the CrowdStrike conversation is. That's not what it is. Can you describe to me what it is then?
Well, CrowdStrike is actually an organization that the allegation is that the Ukrainians were working with the Democrats to hide the fact that they were actually cooperating, and that's why you had the Ukrainian government and officials during the campaign
cooperating to do what?
Release damaging information on Paul Manafort, which was an intentional interference in the election.
So they're not claiming that
there's ongoing investigations right now. We're gonna know all of this as soon as the Horowitz.
So they're not claiming that the DNC
and the Durham report.
So the original claim is that the DNC hack is not Ukraine backed. Is that what you're saying? This is a really boring conversation because it gets into the weeds of things, but it is so silly and so laughable.
The point is that we've got government investigations going on right now. The Horowitz investigation and the Durham investigation, and all of you Democrats and swamp dwellers like Clapper and Comey and Strzok and Page and McCabe.
Jim Comey, a Democrat, really?
Going down.
Comey's a Democrat, really? Is anyone a Democrat when they just oppose Donald Trump? Because there are plenty of Republicans who oppose Donald Trump too, which I don't know why the fuck they do, because he is a Republican.
Just out of curiosity, hold on. I want to give an opportunity for people, with the exception of Bella, but Wes or Eva or Cutie to get in to the conversation.
Sure, me?
Trihex,
right.
Excuse me, sorry.
Sure, I'll give you a sticking point here. I'm not a fan of the term drain the swamp, because the swamp is a very vital ecosystem within our sustainability of our entire planet. So the idea that we're supposed to rid swamps is probably inaccurate. I would prefer to use a different term that is not anti-swamp. That is all. Get a jacket.
Wes, what about you?
It's such a swamp.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit! I've been talking to myself the whole time.
No, really, the fact is that the average American is not paying attention to this impeachment thing. It's going to backfire on the Democrats so hard. They're going down in 2020 because of this.
Well, good thing we weren't talking about that. Good thing we were actually just talking about whether he should be impeached or not. In which case, is that why? Because you agree that Donald Trump is actually fucking pretty openly corrupt. Here's the thing: if you were to sit here and be honest with me, if you were to lecture fan, listen. Here's your moment of relevancy. Maybe we can come together on a conclusion here. If you were to sit here and tell me that the Democrats are corrupt and they do a bunch of corrupt shit all the fucking time, and it goes unanswered, I would 100% agree with you. Do I think that it's absolutely fucking corruption, or at the very least, very obvious nepotism, that Hunter Biden, after testing positive for cocaine, and was discharged from the Navy, got a $50,000 a month job at Burisma, which is a corrupt Ukrainian natural gas company, which was under investigation as Joe Biden was literally the fucking Ukraine czar under the American government for fucking sure. But if you turn around and muddy the waters with right-wing conspiracies and say, well, that's why Joe Biden actually withheld aid from Ukraine, which was already immediately disproven, then you're a fucking idiot. Okay, I'm not saying you're doing this, but maybe we can agree. We can come to this conclusion here. If you go around claiming that Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump aren't genuinely benefiting tremendously from Donald Trump being president and violating the emoluments clause almost daily,
they're not violating
and
the
that
emoluments
is
clause.
absolutely
Those
corrupt and an
claims are
impeachable
laughed
offense,
out of court.
then you're fucking biased. Like, the Democrats are bad. They're nowhere near as bad as some of these fucking Republicans. Is at least like the Democrats that we're talking about. And then on top of that,
Don Jr. and
Democrats aren't fucking in power right now.
Okay, what Don Jr. and Eric Trump have done zero compared to what Hunter Biden did. And let's be real here. The only reason that this impeachment is going on is because all of the Democrats have realized that the 2020 field is so pathetic. They've got a bunch of socialist losers in there that have no chance of winning. That's why Bloomberg is jumping in. That's why Deval Patrick's jumping in. Hillary Clinton says she's getting pressure to jump in. Everybody knows that the Democrat field is incredibly weak, so they're doing a long shot Hail Mary to try to impeach Trump, to try to distract from how really extreme a lot of these Democrats are.
You literally you live in fantasy land, okay? I'm not even the biggest fan of polls. No, I'm not even the biggest fan of fucking polls. But what?
Call him Jelly.
Yeah, that always works.
It'll work. It'll work.
I mean,
Okay,
I've been calling him
guys,
horny, but
guys,
hold on. I'm not doing ad hoc. I'm gonna try to engage lecture fans' insane argument that has absolutely zero sources whatsoever.
Hold on, can we take a vote real quick? Hold on, can we get a vote off real quick?
Factually, what you're saying is
I need to hold on, Hassan. Let me get a vote real quick.
Hassan, you need to quit reading the fake
Some people
news so
desperately
much.
want to leave, Hassan. Let me get a vote. Vote in the chat real quick, and then you can engage lecture fan in a second.
Okay. Well, I guess you own me then, brother.
Vote who you want to keep, not kick. The bottom two people in the poll that are getting eliminated are Cutie Cinderella and Eva
literally
Unalove.
never been a Republican. There's never been a Republican who's
Hassan,
fake news.
Hassan, you thought Trump colluded with Russia, didn't you?
Oh my God.
No, I didn't. I was actually.
You did.
Can I
Wait.
go? Did I get eliminated?
I'm sorry, lecture fan. I didn't realize you're just fucking stupid. I was actually very.
Keeps going back and forth.
I literally fucking talked about how the Russiagate hysteria was absolutely an insane narrative, and they were fabricating and extending this to levels. Sure. You fucking moron. I'm a political commentator. You can literally Google it and find the information. It's readily available on the internet, you idiot.
Dude,
Why
you were
would
the
you
one
fucking
calling for Trump's. You
Why
were
would
calling
you
for
say
Trump's
that?
impeachment over the Trump-Russia collusion.
Why would you say
your
that,
entire-
dumbass?
the entire-
It's
the entire
available
young-
on the internet.
Dude, the entire Young Turks platform was saying that Trump colluded with Russia. You guys were wrong.
No, Jimmy Dore is a fucking Young Turks. He was anti-Russiagate too.
I have a great idea. What if you guys did this on Hassan's channel? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't because it wouldn't be fun. It would be even worse because it's even more sleeper because everyone is on my side on top of that. Like even the Raj Patel show is like
lecture fans channel. Fun.
Yeah, you got Lecture resurrected. He's immune to this shit. He gets to like platform the whole fucking time. This makes
Look,
the
it's
whole
fucked up,
Rajj
right?
Royale stupid. It makes it stupid, dude.
Okay.
I cannot believe that like anyone gave you the like. I can't believe that you practice law if you're this bad at fucking the Rajj Royale show.
Okay, so I don't understand. Okay, so what happened with the poll? Everybody needs to vote. Since I said now, okay. Now it's Trihex and Eva Unalove after I called it for Cutie and Eva Unalove are now on the bottom two. So Eva Unalove, go ahead and shout out your channel.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm Eva Unalove on Twitch and various other platforms. I have cozy feminist chats, and I appreciated defending boobs. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Eva. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Take
Bye,
care.
Eva.
All right, now it's between. I kind of rigged it a little bit by mentioning people's names, so we're gonna do a vote between Trihex and Cutie Cinderella to see which one's going to be in the bottom two. And then let's see who is eliminated. Essentially, this will be Trihex or Cutie Cinderella.
This round was a complete shit show, and you have only Raj to blame for it.
I hate Raj.
I
Raj,
did
the
want to
hell
say
were you
way
doing?
earlier, actually. Look, free the nipple, obviously. Free the nipple, that's 2019. However, by 2050, free the bulge. If we can get
Oh,
that.
yes.
Don't free either of them, please. I don't want to see dicks
Hate Raj.
flagging around in the middle of the street. That's just not what I want to see, you know? I don't want to go to the shops and just see some huge fucking thing just like whipping me in the face. Like, I don't want that. Keep it in your pants.
In the face.
What?
I don't know.
Why are you
Who's
gonna
getting whipped in the
They're
face?
just walking around really quickly. I don't want that shit to hit me. So keep the balls and the tits in.
You know what, Bella? You just sound jealous of bulges, okay?
I am
Yeah,
so. I really wish I had.
Lecture, I'm
one.
gonna get you out of here because
I
everybody.
know.
in their finals.
I'm so.
Shut yourself
jealous.
out.
It's crazy.
Bye,
Hey.
Lecture.
Trump did nothing wrong. See
Thank
ya.
you. Bye. All right, Cutie
Bye.
Cinderella. They saved their
outro.
dear leader, Trihex. So you are
All right,
eliminated.
I feel it.
Thank
know?
you.
Your chat hates women. I get it.
No, I don't think that's the case. They just wanted to save their dear leader. Okay.
We just kept the hotter one.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Go ahead, Cutie Cinderella. Go ahead and shout out your channel.
I kind of like you a little bit more than last time, so thanks.
Bella, shut up. Cinderella on Twitch.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Jelly.
All right, congratulations, Trihex. Despite it being extremely scuffed and me resurrecting and violating all the rules, you're still here. So, yes, congratulations.
Cool.
You survived. Anyway,
It's just a little bit. It's a little bit weird that you're like so anti-bulge. I find it's actually kind of interesting topic right now. You're the
I'm
idea.
anti-bulge.
That's what. I mean, is that not what you
Don't
said
like
earlier?
cock?
Yeah. No, go on. The idea that what?
Well, because like, okay, there's like other applications here. Like, let's say you're wearing, I don't know, like thin yoga pants, and you can see like the minimal thong you're wearing through it. And I imagine that's not as bad or problematic here, but like the idea that like if I wore like, I don't know, all polyester gym shorts and you can see like, bulge, it's obviously a huge problem.
Okay. I think there's a massive freaking difference between a line of an underpant, like, a thong or a boxer or whatever you're wearing underneath your clothes, versus your actual ball sack just like in my face. You know what I mean? Like if it's like a really thin piece of fabric just over the ball sack, like I don't want to see. Like, I'm pretty sure many people on the street just, if you've got like young kids or something that are like quite short, they don't want to just walk into that
what
on the
if
street.
I wear a thong?
So it's just weird.
Usually
Thong
ball sack isn't
intersects
the
my
thing
ball
that's-
sack, and it makes like two separate ball sacks. Like cell division. Is that okay?
I don't want to.
I'm kind of lost on this. Like,
I really don't.
wait, what did
Bella's
she
thoughts
say?
on
What did she
bulges?
say that? What did she say that made her anti-bulge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so,
not like.
so my statement was, I free the nipple is how I feel about 2019, and I'm hoping by 2050 we can free the bulge. That the bulge wouldn't be seen as
I don't think the
overtly
bulge or
sexualized.
nipple
Or
should be
just,
free.
like,
Kind of like the same
big-
as the vagina shouldn't be free to roam
Bella,
around.
you
know
have
what I
two
mean?
bulges on your chest that we have to look at constantly. You haven't seen any of our bulges
Excuse
at
me,
once.
am I showing bobs and vagina right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I see bulges.
Vagina.
There's nothing new. It's literally just.
Bitch
like,
lasagna,
just-
put it away. Okay?
It's a black t-shirt. You can't see shit. Don't worry. I'm
Wait,
sure
wait, so why don't you-
What's your take on?
Why
Wait,
don't you
is
think-
Trihex just saying bulge though? He's not even saying like. He's not
Yeah,
even saying
I'm
like
not-
full dick. Are you saying
Yeah.
full dick?
No.
Well-
Let me clarify that. Okay, so
Okay.
let's go back here. So in Greece, right? Greeks were celebrating their athleticism, and they were able to perform optimally in the nude. The male nudity was not overtly sexualized.
Aren't the
I would
Greeks
love
the
to see-
same one who were like gay pedophiles?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on there, but I'm just focusing on the point I want to get out of here about that.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we can kind of come back to the whole like the advocacy for more freedom and less like scrutiny for this like very rigid, and I would debatably say like Christian interpretation of Western sexualization, where like, oh, the nipple is sexualized and all this other shit and all that, because kids are gonna flip the fuck out about something as natural as breastfeeding, but then all the hyper violence depicted in media is obviously.
Okay, but like, there's again, just like how far will it go? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with dicks. Don't get me wrong. Dicks are great. Dicks, balls, they're all great.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like, don't nudge your head.
Clip it, boys. Clip it and ship it.
Nice.
Oh no.
Anyway, go
But
on.
I don't
Finish your
wanna-
thought.
I don't want to see like every single man on the street just with their like super tight pant leggings on showing their bulge, the same way as I don't want to just see random girls walking around with their nipples just flapping around in the wind. You know what I mean? So that's just like my take on it.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, I feel like one can right now and one can't. So not to make it just such a black and white thing here, but I don't know if I would equate it to that.
You wouldn't have what?
Trihex, do either one of you have micro penises?
No.
No.
I do, and my favorite part is that A, I don't get bulges, but B, my penis gets to rest on my ball sack like a head on a pillow.
Does it?
I understand,
Do you
right?
really
Yeah,
have a micro penis?
I really
definitely didn't need to know that.
Wait. Raj, have you actually seen what micro penis looks like, dude?
Raj, DM me.
Wait,
like
do
the
you really
thickness
have
of
a
a
micro
pencil.
penis? No, but seriously, but do you have a small
Raj,
penis, Wes?
let me explain this to you.
Like,
Have you
there's a small penis and micro penis are two very different things.
Raj, have you ever seen when you touch a turtle and it goes, that's my penis?
Oh my god.
It
I'm so
hides
sorry.
inside of me. It's like a bear in hibernation.
Oh my god. I'm very
Thanks
sorry to
for
hear
that
that.
information, Wes.
Hey, at least you're not going to see my bulge.
At least, you know.
See?
Girl, do you find bulges
I'm trying to
attractive,
respect your
Bella?
sexuality.
Never mind. This became a dating show. I'm sorry.
I'm holding back. I want to ask questions to Bella, but I'm not gonna do it.
Do we all get our one-on-one date with Bella?
I have never. I don't look at a bulge and be like, oh wow, like that's attractive. Like no, like that's like the last thing I look at. Do you know what I mean?
If you see a guy running, you just see the black hammer swinging back and forth. You don't like notice that, and you're like,
no,
why does it have to be
Is that what you're saying?
Legit, like no, like, that's like the last thing I look at. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like not.
What do you look at? What do you look at?
Okay, a question to you guys then. Do you guys look at like a camel toe? Do you know what I mean?
Fuck
Like if
yeah.
it
Yes.
goes really?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over
It
that.
shows the outline of a
Hold it
vagina.
against him
and
at
what? You can learn about the vagina through
What do you
camel.
mean?
It gives
What
you
the
insight into how
fuck?
the vagina looks.
Wait, what do you mean?
Actually
What
look
the
at
fuck?
like what? Why though? Like
Why do you think it's a porn category?
we
It's
wanna be
literally
inside of
what you
it.
just said. Okay, camel toe is literally a category. Okay, it is a sexualized category. That's should be
Me and
reason enough
Trax
for you to
are starting the
understand that it's
bulge
like
category.
what?
I
It's
am-
gonna be fucking huge, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, not mine.
All right. Yeah. Wait,
I
why
am
are you
too
shocked by this? You didn't know? Wait, you didn't know? Really? You didn't know that people?
No, I
Look
didn't
at
think. I didn't think. Why are camel toes attractive? Just because it shows the outline. Like, it's not the same the other way around for girls. Like, girls don't talk about people's bulges, so why would it be the same the other way around? You know what I mean?
Wait, girls totally do that.
Yeah,
Girls get dick pic like.
That's some projection going on right there. I would
Some
say.
dudes
I
do
Wait,
the
do
I
girls
just,
not? Wait, do girls not talk about bulges? I thought there was like, listen, first of all, as someone who's been objectified all over the fucking internet, which I don't have a problem with, obviously, I used to be fat, but I can tell you with a certainty that girls absolutely fucking objectify and talk about bulges and talk about dicks and talk about all that shit that guys talk about too.
I don't.
Okay,
guys
you
talk
might not,
about
but I'm
bulges.
saying
You
like,
don't.
I have. What do you mean? Like, there's fucking live stream fails clips of me out there somewhere. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
We get it, dude. You fuck. Okay.
Okay.
No. This is not about even fucking. But
I think it's
don't
about you fucking. We get
don't
it.
say that like girls don't do that. That is
I
not true.
haven't seen that. I have seen people like, you know, literally just say like, oh, like if they slept with someone or whatever, they'd like in high school or something, they'd be like, you know what I mean? Like doing these little symbols, but I've never been like seeing other girls look at someone's bulge and be like, oh wow, he has a massive dick. Like I'm going for that. Like that's never happened. around
Somebody
me,
already
or I've
posted the
never done
dick
that.
balls thing on never mind. Never mind. Somebody already clipped and
You want me
shifted.
to? I
Wait,
could
so just
elaborate on my
size matter?
point
You
if
know,
you want
like-
to.
Okay, we don't need to go in. Everybody's asking.
Size matter.
All right,
Does size matter?
it's seriously.
Okay, Hassan, did you have questions? What was the questions?
I said, does size matter to you?
Well,
that's-
I don't really know because I've only ever had 2 boyfriends and like just those 2 people that I've been with.
This
so
is a Rajj Royale. It's starting to become a reverse King of the
Oh,
Hill.
you're right. We don't talk about sex on the Rajj Royale.
No,
Get the fuck
we
out
do
of here,
not.
Rajj.
Bella,
This
what
is a
would
very
be your
clean-
perfect first date?
Okay, all right, okay. It's time to vote.
Okay, that's
Can I ask
actually,
you
it's
seriously?
literally.
We
Can I
are
ask
going
that
to vote
seriously?
in the poll now. We're gonna vote in the poll now. Wait,
Yeah.
go ahead, but answer that question, Bella. Will
Okay,
you guys vote
my
for your
perfect
leader,
first date-
Hassan?
Maybe not first date, but like maybe
Wes,
second
or
date, if I
Bella?
actually
Vote in
really
the
like
poll.
person would be like something with an adrenaline rush, like skydiving, go karting, freaking what's it called, theme parks, or just anything that like is really intense. Do you know what I mean? Like that's I don't like boring ass like cinema sit down dates.
I agree. Movies are actually terrible because you don't learn
Oh,
anything.
that's so boring.
It's so non-interactive.
Yeah, me too. I love like skydiving and stuff.
Push me out of a plane and I'll be happy.
Yeah, no, me too. That's my favorite thing.
people vote for their
skydiving on
leader?
a date. I've never said the opposite of that on my show.
Will it be the opposite?
Yeah.
Will Trihex fall to Hassan?
Yeah.
Well,
oh my God! You'll have to see the vote. Vote right now, chat. Vote.
There was some reason behind that.
Oh my God!
It wasn't just like
I can't go skydiving.
or I can say for next round if I survive. Or
If
whatever.
you survive, all right.
Okay.
Skydiving's fast.
Save it.
Vote, chat, for who you want to keep, not kick.
Stronger parachute.
I'll
Currently,
just give a hint here.
Hassan and Trihex are neck and neck on who's going to get eliminated. Let's see what happens. It's crazy right now. It's crazy. I'm gonna put the poll up on the screen here. It's nuts. This is for the finals, by the way.
For a reason is all.
I forgot that we were.
I
forgot that we were.
Help me win.
I forgot that we were competing. I'm gonna keep it real.
The boys are coming.
Well, I mean, the combo was getting lit. You gotta redeem that terrible round you had last time.
Oh wow!
Read the bowls,
what terrible
baby.
round? The
Let's see
Donald
what
Trump
happens.
Yeah, the lecture round.
Votes are coming
the dynamic
through.
was completely irrelevant.
Voting
I know.
Lecture can just platform the whole time and with no consequence makes the whole dynamic of the Rajj Royale
God
irrelevant.
damn it, Trihex! How many times have I told you this whole fucking thing's scuffed?
Damn it!
I elaborated, okay? Chill.
Go ahead and
Look.
vote for you want to keep, not kick, keep, not kick. It's neck and neck between Hassan and Trihex, and Wes is for sure gone. Wes is for sure eliminated. Wes has never won a Rajj Royale podcast, I don't think, in the history.
Wait.
No.
Did we kick 2 people off now or just one?
Yeah, two's gone. Yeah, two are gone.
Holy shit!
I mean, it would be interesting, kind of,
it
to
has
see.
been a while. I mean, it's been
now
like,
it's
what,
between
3.5
Trihex
hours?
and Bella. Oh my God, Bella and Trihex are neck and neck. There's only 4,000 votes. Oh my goodness. Vote, chat. I'm telling you, there's so many more votes out there. It's gonna be a crazy finale. Oh my God, it's down to the wire.
I
It's
just wanna
crazy.
say, I respect Trihex for being a loving, wholesome relationship, and I can't stand Hassan for being a piece of shit who's controlled by lust, and Trihex deserves to win this competition.
Wait, what the
Damn.
fuck? Wait, what do you mean I'm a piece of shit
You're
fucking
a
controlled
disgusting
by lust?
fucking
I'm literally the most sexless person on this fucking entire cast, homie.
You're gross.
Why?
How fucking dare you sexualize every woman? Huh?
What?
You think you're great, huh? You think you're good enough to take all of
Whoa,
them?
what the fuck is going on?
I want one!
Baby.
Where's my woman?
What the fuck are you doing? All right.
Well, in case I'm out, I don't know. Hassan,
the
everyone
fuck
send me
is
up for
that?
after party. I'll happily tell you all about it.
Well, currently, right now, it's very close. We might have to do one of those polls that we did in the previous one. It's down to it's too close to call according to official Rajj
Here's a
rules.
question. Whenever you put it on, whenever it's 5 or less, why aren't you using the Twitch chat thing? Or do you not like that anymore? Is that, like,
Because
bad?
it doesn't work very well on mobile yet. It's still
Oh, okay.
for the
I'm
for
leaving.
the
I'm leaving. I'm out.
for the wait, what, Bella?
I'm leaving.
Why?
I'm in the bottom 2.
Did you want? Did you want?
I don't even know what's going on. Who's what? Like
Hassan, quit being a boomer. We got the poll up on the screen. We're doing
Yeah,
a
it's on the
vote.
I vote for Bella
okay,
Fernandez
you've like
for Queen of the Hill.
All right.
Okay.
The vote is, I mean, it's pretty much stalled. Now Trihex is winning, and now it's between Hassan and Bella. Oh my God, this is so intense. All right.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm done. All right, I'm done. The bottom 2, Bella and Wes, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go ahead and shout out your channel, Wes. Shout out your
Not
channel,
in a
Wes.
second. Fuck you.
Okay, thank you. Fuck you too. And Bella, shout out your channel.
Hi guys. Well, you guys obviously know who I am, but like, what do I just do? Just say my Twitch channel and
Why
Yes,
the
you
fuck
do,
did I
yeah.
get kicked?
No,
What?
it's fine.
I thought I won.
No, you didn't. Wes, get out of here. You lost.
Raj, make an express.
Raj
decision.
was literally worried. Raj was literally worried I was gonna make another girl cry, so he fucking tilted.
Twitter.
Nah, I
Thank you,
don't
Rob.
cry. I don't cry. No. Okay. Well, wait, am I out?
Yeah, you're out. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Twitter.com/WestBW1.
How the fuck did
Okay,
you get back in here? Get back.
Twitter.com/WestBW1.
Get out of here, Wes!
Twitter.com.
Holy shit.
All right,
okay.
okay.
Just let me know. Let me know when, Raj.
You didn't. Go ahead and shout out your channel, Bella.
Okay, it's just Bella Fernandez. It's on the screen right here. Bella Fernandez with 2 Z's, 1 L. And yeah, I'm gonna go stream now. So after this, make sure.
Shameless! God damn it!
Get her out of here!
All right, bye. Thank you. All right.
Bye, Matt.
Jesus Christ! Now everybody's gonna go. All right. There
No,
goes
no,
all
no,
my-
not right now. Not
Everybody's
right now.
going. You lot took all my viewers away from the final.
I said
Shameless!
I'm only
Out of here!
I'm only gonna stream after the Raj
Ah,
show finishes,
okay. There we
okay?
go. So stay here.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, go to her stream for her spicy commentary.
Yeah, there
She's
you
gonna-
go.
she's gonna
Okay.
cook on it.
All right, gentlemen, we have the
Bye.
final. We have the final Trihex. You find yourself in the final for the second time in a row against Hassan, who is a multi Rajj Royale champion. And
No, I'm not. No, Trihex has defeated me multiple times, including the first time that I was ever on the Raj show. I got all the way to the final and had to face Trihex, and he beat me.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, dude, you have such abyssal memory, Raj. Yeah,
That's
November 2018. I remember the round. You had Trainwreck in here as a co-consultant.
You know how
gave us
much
some-
weed I've smoked since then, Trihex? You know how much weed
Well, I
has
remember
been
'cause I was so-
between
I was nervous.
November
I was like-
and
I was so
2019 and 2018? You know how difficult it is to get through this shit? Have you watched this shit? Holy shit. You know how many you know how many hits I've taken since then? I don't remember shit. I don't remember what we
Raj,
did an hour ago.
I doubt you deal with more shit than I deal with at TwitchCon. You know how many people come up to me? Strikes, you remember me? Remember we peed together by the stalls in the bathroom, TwitchCon 2015? And I have to fucking shit out my memory and remember who the fuck they are because they
Yeah.
told me some completely unfair circumstance of remembering them.
Yeah,
all the fucking time, dude.
It happens
Trust me.
all the time. Oh, I know.
You
I'm sure.
voluntarily
Trihex
smoked
won more
the
than
weed.
me,
That's
too.
your
How many
problem.
times have you won, Trihex?
Yo, what's up?
How many times have you won the Raj show?
Fuck.
Twice.
Two? I think 2 times. Yeah.
How many
But
times
I
have
mean,
you on the
it's
Raj show, Hassan?
I think either 1 or 2. I'm not.
I think it's twice. It's a better narrative. Let's go with it. Who is going to be
the only time I've ever won the only time I've ever won was like against Rekful and Greek.
Wait,
I think.
Rekful?
I don't know. Maybe it was more than once though.
Okay, well, anyway, I think both of you have equal amounts of Rajj Royale victories. I'm going to go with that, okay? We're going to go with that. What makes you, Trihex, a more worthy victor of the Rajj Royale pertaining to, just in general? It doesn't have to pertain to
yeah,
today.
dude. Easy, right? So here's a revelation, y'all. Like, my past 2 appearances, actually, I've changed my outlook on the Rajj. I used to be so butthurt at Rajj for, like, running an incompetent show with, like, this fucking garbage rule set, very relaxed enforcement, a decorative timer that doesn't actually mean anything in terms of enforcement. I used to be butthurt over the enforcement and objectivity of the rule set of the Royale itself. However, I've learned now that honestly, being top 3 is usually you get carried by the topics or the people you're gonna fight against. Thankfully, I have a valid opponent right now with the Sans, who's actually gonna be pretty fun. But I've learned now my outlook here that I want to put on a better show for y'all and care a lot less about actually winning.
Hold on.
Getting the dubs is one thing, but honestly, I want to hop in here, have a fucking sick ass KD ratio, take out a couple of idiots in the opening rounds for sure, and then peace out if I have to. Like I'm all about like sniping all the idiots out of here and cleaning up the garbage like an internet
the
janitor.
reason, hold on, the reasons you described the Rajj Royale, the time not being it being kind of scuffed, is I think the reason why people watch it. If it was super rigid and like the rules were actually followed and it was like everybody spoke when they were supposed to speak and everybody was delegated a certain, I don't think anybody would watch it, to be honest. I don't think it would
agree.
be. I don't think
That's why I love it now.
that's right.
Why
So it is the way it is, and it is why it is the way it is. I think there's a method behind the madness. I think that's why what happens. Anyway,
Well, you know,
Hassan-
that's my ego. My ego told me I had to win. I had to have like this. There was like, because the emphasis was like, no, I was a 2-time winner. My first 2 appearances, I won. So it was like, my ego was inflated, and I was like, cool, I got to keep my win ratio at an all-time high. And then I got upset on my 3rd and 4th appearance where it was like, I got blasted, in the 3rd or 4th round. And I blamed everything but myself. But now I realize it's bigger than that. Fuck that, dude. I'm here to put on a show for everyone here. So y'all want to give some hot dumbass Papega takes? I'm gonna fucking call you out and blow you up and get you eliminated.
all right, Hassan, your turn.
I like the Raj show for the same reasons that everybody likes it. I probably enjoy it a little bit more when I'm watching it rather than when I'm part of it. Because I like to look at the shit show from afar. But as far as my involvement in it goes, look, I come here because there's a lot of narratives about what kind of person I am or what I believe or what I don't believe. And I come in here to, I guess, provide some support for the left and talk about leftist ideas and also just shoot the shit with some friends, And look, Trihex is a formidable opponent. He's defeated me once. He probably is going to defeat me once again. If we're keeping it real, though, I'm afraid I have to pull the receipts here, but I know that there is also another group of people right now who are in support of Trihex who are very going to be voting against me. As I've seen some logs. But hey, it's okay. I think Trihex would have even won without.
I'm not one to back down here. You want to? What's the? We can talk. If there's a topic you want to talk about here, fam, we can talk about it. I mean, it's the final round. Might as well hit up something here if you want to.
I don't know what to talk about. I genuinely don't know. I mean, we don't have any. We don't really disagree on much. And the only stuff that like we've had conversations around in the past couple of weeks is definitely not something I want to litigate once again. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, fuck.
What do you want to talk about? Is there anything that you are against me on?
I don't know. I don't think I know you personally that well. Like, I know you in streamer meta, streamer relevance, but I don't know anything personal about you that I can really say I actually oppose. No, not really, dude. I mean, we can talk about Cenk becoming running for Congress. I don't know.
I think you guys have talked. If you can't figure out, let's not force it. Let's get to a vote.
Let's get to a vote.
And we can.
What do you think about Bolivia?
What about the? Okay, you know what? Wait. I got it. Wait, the bulge thing. Did we disagree on that, or did you?
I think anything is. I think through social conditioning, literally anything can be made acceptable. Like anything. And I know that people will say,
and that's why I was saying 2050, because I'm like, dude, there's gonna be some kind of like, I don't know, gay or homosexual liberation where they're gonna like want the dong or even just a casual bulge to not be automatically objectified, just like cleavage. Eventually, I just feel like it's gonna eventually get to that point here.
I think dick cleavage can be like, I think that's gonna be something that people want to liberate at some point. Sure, once we win the war on freeing the nipple, which is literally why like my moderators are saying vote for Trihex. Morgie, you are the worst. I swear to God.
All right, gentlemen, it's over. Don't look at the poll. I'm gonna put in the chat the winner of the Rajj Royale podcast, also winning two items from the MVMT.
There's a gift.
Vote for who you want to win the Rajj Royale podcast right now. It's between Trihex and Hassan.
You know what? While you're talking, I got more for you too. The reason why I was pitching you school shootings earlier, Raj, over the impeachment thing was because I'm a mega passionate about not normalizing the frequency of school shootings in the USA. The fact that the 15-year-old shot 5, 2 dead, killed himself. He's dead now too. Was in critical condition. He died in hospital as well here on his birthday, no less. And there's like no plausible motive at all. It just shows the absurdity of like where we currently are right now, dude.
I agree with you.
I think we've already gone past that point after Sandy Hook.
Topic you want to talk about because like we've been there, done that. Is part of the problem.
That wasn't the reason I didn't want to talk about it. I just genuinely didn't feel comfortable talking about it, I'd say. But I think it's something we definitely need to talk about 100%. Vote in the poll right now. Okay. The winner of the Rajj Royale podcast, sponsored by MVMT, and going to receive not just one, but 2 items from the store, from the website, ! MVMT in the chat. All of you get 15% off with code Raj. The winner of the Rajj Royale podcast is Mr. Trihex! Congratulations! Down to the wire.
Dude, it's the ultimate irony, dude. I actually don't care about winning anymore. I'm in it for the sport. I'm in it for the hunt, dude. I'm not even like, that's crazy.
Congratulations, Mr. Trihex.
You have won.